Right?
He needs a credit.
I need credit. Yeah.
He needs all of the
Pressing.
appreciation. That's why he's a streamer, you know?
Oh, of course. Of course.
Attention seeker.
Bridge burning action right here.
Yeah.
I do like my bridge burners. Me, it's entertaining that he is so effective. Oh, Brem. Is this me you're talking about? I hope it's me you're talking about. Too late sleeping lion. Ah, story of my life, Brem. Story of my life. Too much alcohol, not enough sleep. You know the story. All work, no play. Perfect description of Julian's playstyle. I think I would actually like to see if Kaiser Klein ever does decide to make some comeback. Maybe we'll see him doing some drunk stream in the near future. If he ever decide to make a comeback, it would be cool to see Julian versus Kaiser. But Julian's still got a lot to do. He's still got a lot to prove. He's playing up against the best players here. I mean, 4-0 against Minimo is there's not many people in the game that could do that, right? That, if any, or, if maybe Mini was having a bad day, or because I do believe that they played before and Minimo won. So it just completely depends sometimes on the day, and the map spawns, that sort of thing can happen. So Julian's still got a fair way to go before he can call himself the most dominant supremacy player. But he's definitely making good strides. Whether or not his playstyle is boring or not is neither here nor there. Not for me to say. He does play very if you like, standard, but he plays standard very effectively. So he's got very good macro, he's got very good micro.
Yeah. Narcissus caster enjoyer.
Oh. I'll remember that, you could see.
I will come back to you.
Yeah. And how you doing, you could see, anyway? I hope you're good, mate. I hope you're good.
Yeah. I sadly have to leave very soon. Can probably stick around for another hour before I have to leave. Because I need at least some sleep before my work begins.
I mean, I've got a couple of hours before I have to hit the hay. So hopefully that should be plenty of time.
Hopefully.
The best summer of my life. Care to share with us why it's the best summer of your life?
Because you're casting.
Hey, sweet talk of you.
We are players. Yes.
We are currently still waiting on Optimus. If anyone in chat is in regular contact with Optimus, tell him to get the hell into the game. Because we are waiting.
Optimus missing in action.
Maybe he's dodging.
LOL! I am ROTFL!
Is Aiken playing, the best Indian player? I believe Aiken was knocked out, if I'm not mistaken. So we're actually going to check the rules, because Optimus is taking his sweet time, and there has to be a time limit on these things. So if Optimus doesn't come back soon, he may be penalized. But we will see. At this rate, I'm going to have to start telling jokes on the stream.
Are you afraid to run out of jokes?
I have a couple in my arsenal.
Glad I'm German, so I don't have to have any.
No, yeah, I mean, you need a sense of humor before you can tell jokes, don't you? So
Yeah, that's why. I can't tell.
that was the joke. Oh.
Ah, damn it. I screwed it up.
Classic German. Classic German.
Yeah. What is even,
What is his
what is
word?
even
Humor.
humor? Well,
I-
what? Humor? Never heard of it.
Not in your. It's not in the German dictionary.
No, it isn't.
That's okay.
Never even
I
knew
think
that word existed.
I think I heard a good saying once that England's best export is comedy. So we have it in abundance, mate. So I'll be happy to share it with you.
What is
I
comedy?
mean, it is well. If you're asking an Englishman, it's basically sarcasm for us. So
Ah, okay. Sarcasm, I
extreme
know.
sarcasm.
How old is Ungurs? Yeah, if only someone knew.
Yeah,
At least 5.
yeah, I'd say maybe 7 or 8. Although I was saying he was handsome earlier, so saying a 7-year-old is handsome's a bit weird, but Graham saying, guys, I'm gonna tell you soon how to get the best sound out of your guitar. Stay tuned. Way,
Hey.
yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. I'll give that a 5 out of 10. It gave me a chuckle, Brem. It gave me a little chuckle. Well done. He looks younger than Hazard. I mean, just imagine if Hazard had a beard. He would be dangerous. I'm sure once Hazard hits puberty, he'll be fine. Opti looks better than Redneck. But it said already which civs were banned for this matchup? No, not at the moment. We are still waiting for Optimus to decide on the ban. He has gone walkabout at the moment. So we will have to see. Hopefully it won't be too much longer. Okay, so we just had confirmation that Brits and Germany have been banned. So I would presume that Ungurs banned the British civilization because Optimus is known for his Brit play, and I imagine Optimus has banned the German civilization because Ungurs is very well known, and I think it's fair to say Germany might be Ungurs' best civ, or at least his favorite, most comfortable civ. So that's certainly what he was known for when he was rising up the ranks. However, like I said earlier, both these players have a wide array of civilizations in their arsenal, so they should be comfortable in lots of matchups. I certainly know that Ungurs can play pretty much any civilization. So I would be surprised if we don't see from Ungurs Hausa, from China. I think we might see France as well. There are definitely some civilizations I've seen him play very well at. He knows Italy well. He also knows Malta well as well. So I think he may. I don't know Optimus as well, and I don't know what Optimus's skill is with the Knights of the Mediterranean civilizations. However, Ungurs has been playing both of them quite a lot. I was impressed with his water play with Italy when I actually played him. I think I was Sweden in that matchup, and although I won, it was still very close matchup, and he utilized the Arsenal wagon in Age 2, which it also has some like dock improvements, or it increases the speed of boats being made, something like that. So yeah, so Ungurs is definitely very familiar with both the new civilizations. I'm sure we'll see some good play from him out of them.
Yeah, the Italy water boom potential is actually like as good as Inca before they removed the Schooner's card in terms of
Yeah.
speed.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I think the problem is with Italy is that their industrial age is just so dominant at the moment that there's not really much room for wasting shipments on those type of cards, just because their industrial age is so dominant and it's so strong. So I think that's going to be the meta for a while, and then we'll see what happens at the next patch.
True.
We got another good joke from Brem. I'll let you rate this one, Nicius. I know a nice joke about a big dangerous cat. Nah, I'm lion. Gum bum.
That was like a German joke. Like on the level.
Maybe a -2 out of 10.
It's a Germany out of 10.
Oh god, dear god.
Got debunked there. Completely destroyed. I'm sorry.
I mean, they're worse than dad jokes, so.
Yeah. No, the first joke was good from you, Bremek. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, keep them coming, Brem. Keeps keeping us entertained.
Yes,
Reader,
these
smart
games are
plant.
live.
They are. They are. What was you eating, Nicius? Anything interesting?
Nothing at all. I mean, I met a girlfriend of mine before
Ooh.
she went to Belgium.
Is this a new girlfriend?
Nah, it's old one. Not not in terms of age, but I know
Ah.
I know her since a long time. Like at least
Gonna get
5
the
years.
chat excited.
That ever old girlfriend or what?
Well, you know what they say. Sometimes it's right in front of your face the whole time. What you was
Yeah.
looking for.
Yeah. The 40-year-old. How it starts soon, man. Clock is ticking. Time is money. And I don't have either.
Yeah, this amount of time that it's taken is a little bit frustrating.
Yeah. Oh my god. We might be able to get the game pretty soon. Because Ungurs is going to chat. He is in the lobby. And we just have to wait for them to pick the civs and start the game. It's gonna take another 20 minutes. Okay, we have this. It's Russia and China.
Interesting first picks.
Mhm.
Wow, so Ungurs is going for Russia. Wow. Wasn't thinking we would see Russia from Ungurs here.
I didn't expect that at all.
Like I said, I know he's familiar with pretty much every civ. However, I wouldn't have said, Russia was a civilization he was particularly comfortable with, or it was one of his favorites. Russia they're not known for being a particularly high tier. They're not bad by any stretch, but they have some difficult matchups, and they're not they've never been kind of one of the better civs in the pool. Yeah, interesting first pick by Ungurs. So especially against China, who have consistently been a pretty good civilization. So yeah, we'll see how this one turns out. This should be a good one. Brem's coming up with another joke here. I'm not sure I'll say that one out loud. Oh dear, Fang Terror. My carrots went missing after leaving them in a horse stable. I suspect foul play. Yeah, that's a 2 out of 10, I think, at best.
At best, yeah. Depends on the humor. Whatever that
it was
is.
barely a chuckle. Yes. Well, at least we are getting somewhere. We are just waiting to find the game now, and then we'll load in. Oh, Big Callan just entered the chat. All right, here we go. Finally.
Oh, great.
We made it.
Yay, finally. Alright. After the half an hour of waiting, finally got our game. In the color of blue, we have Ungurs with Russia. And in the north side of the map, we have Optimus in the color red, playing China. The nerfed China version, not the OP one. Had been slightly nerfed. Curious to see if the Black House will still be the standard opening against Russia.
Yeah, well, I think what's going to be interesting is seeing what China's going to go for, whether they're going to start with a TP here, or they're just going to decide to go for 2 villages for that extra villager with their first card. One thing that's always important, like whenever, especially when you're playing a civilization like Russia, like even the beginning of the game is important, right? So we look here, Optimus, he's built a village, and it's not the best village in the world, but it's not bad either. So, you know, village placement is really important. House placement is really important, especially when you're playing a civilization that rushes hard. Because looking at that, you know, how easy is that village going to be for Russia to siege that down? Because so that would be always going through my mind if I was playing, you know, as China or any civilization against Russia. So we'll see how effective that village is. Personally, I would have liked that, you know, next to the gold mine to the right a bit more to the east. So, you know, it really covers that gold mine really, really well. But yeah, not a terrible one either. So Optimus has decided to go for a second village instead of a TP, which isn't something we've seen recently. His first card as well is going for the tea leaves first card whilst going for 2 villages. Now, I haven't seen that before, so that's quite a strange one to me because he's essentially missing out on 3 villagers. He is going to get the tea leaves in early, which is, you know, which is good for tea leaves because it's going to give you that trickle of export a lot sooner. However, normally what you see is the villager card is sent first. China goes for a TP and allows them to get their second card in age 1 still, and then that's when tea leaves is sent. However, going straight for the Russian consulate, so he's probably going to want to get the blockhouse. But we're not going to see the blockhouse for some time yet. So it's going to take a little while for the trickle to come in before he's got enough to go for the blockhouse. So that's really interesting play by China. We'll take a look over to Russia. Actually shipped in, I believe that's cheaper trade posts.
Yes, advanced TPs.
So, strange. I mean, strange play by both here. So this is going to be a fun one. Again, cheaper trade post is not something you generally associate with Russia. So he's used it. He's gone for 1 TP. That TP's given him enough XP now, so he's also going to be shipping the wood trickle. So, wow. So this is really interesting by both players. Not normal build orders. So they both clearly have picked these civs on this map because they have something in mind. They have a build order in mind. So yeah, this is going to be a good one. We'll see how this pans out.
And Russia is also aging up with 17 villagers instead of 14. And it might be a serious. If you send in the trigger first, it's gonna trigger in more influence and more export, which might be good if you want to get the outpost, the blockhouse out really early.
I think that's actually still quite a good age up time by China, considering that they didn't ship any villagers. Can we just have if we just quickly check over to China just to make sure that they haven't used their second card yet? And I don't believe they would have because they haven't got TP and they've already got one stock.
They did.
They did send the villager card. Interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm not sure where all that XP has come from then because they've already got another card in place.
Consulate. I think from a consulate and then maybe another good XP treasure or 2.
Yeah, so I think he's done well with his XP treasures this game. Can't see too many. However, interesting build order from Optimus here. So I did think that was a lot of villagers considering his age of time. So yeah, decided to go for the villagers second card. So that would have given him 3 villagers. He's going to be building his Wander with a few villagers there, and that should make up for some of the time, the late age up time. The blockhouse now has just come out, so he's just about got the export for that blockhouse. So if he sent the tea leaves second card, he still wouldn't have enough for the blockhouse at this stage. So maybe that's part of his plan, wanting to get that blockhouse out as early as possible. Maybe he understands that he's playing Russia. They like to do early aggressive play. So maybe he wants to play it safe, stick that blockhouse out there just to help him with any defense against any early aggression by Ungurs.
Exactly. But Ungurs isn't gonna go for any early aggression. He went for 70 will, grabbed all TPs, was in the progress to grab all them, and going pretty greedy.
Yeah, so Cav is the first shipment from Optimus, which is going to be... so maybe some Age 2 play here by Optimus. We'll see what his card after the Cav shipment is, because that will be a big indicator. He has gone for TP as well, so that's going to make up for the 2 cards he used in Age 1. So he's definitely going to want some, some good XP coming in there, trickling in there. If we take a look to Ungurs, Ungurs has decided not to go for any early aggressive play, so... I don't think that cav shipment is going to be potentially as effective as it could be. So Ungurs starting off with some musketeers. He's going to be going walkies with them. I'm not sure what his intention is. Maybe he's going to want to poke some villagers. Maybe he's going to want to go for the TP. Maybe he wants to take the TP down so he can take it for himself. Considering he shipped ATP himself, yep, which it looks like the musketeers are doing. That's exactly what he's going to want to do. It does look like Optimus is doing the same thing on the other side of the map. These cavalry are very weak, but they have kind of a high siege attack, and they're very good at raiding. So they've got good speed and good, generally good hand attack, but very weak HP wise. Yeah, this is both civilizations, both players kind of sitting back a little bit, maybe wanting to do some eco play, clearly wanting to do some TP play as well by both sides. So we'll see who comes out on top here.
Exactly. And if Russia manages to hold the TP lines, he's going to be in a very good spot for a long time.
Yeah, so these musketeers are going to go into melee mode, and he's going to let them do a lot of damage. Wow. Optimus was kind of sleeping on the job there, took down a few cabs. I did think he might be able to take those musketeers down. However, definitely not now. So, kind of sleeping on the job there. Optimus didn't take the TP down, and it was almost down.
Repairing.
It had such little HP, almost like 1%, 2% HP, and now he's going to start repairing it again. That's going to go up to full HP. That was a huge blunder by Optimus, and that could make a real difference in this game.
Yeah, little things like that matter a lot. And he's on the other end taking down the TP from Optimus there. And I believe China just gonna go say, nah, not worth it. I'm gonna age up instead and push out with a larger mass.
Yeah, so this is, I mean, although it's not a build order I've seen before, Optimus does like to do some H2 play when he plays China. He's going to bait in those musketeers with some cav, whilst those 3 Expos are going to do some damage behind, some reinforcing units as well. However, Ungurs did what he wanted to do there. Ungurs took down that TP. So that was, he only lost 3 musketeers actually, so he didn't actually even lose all his musketeers. Pushing in the base now as well, but took that TP down, so that was a really nice pickup for Ungurs. Considering on the other side, he managed to take down quite a few cav Optimus as well. So Optimus now deciding to go for the FF. However, he may get caught out here. That's a lot of cavalry, and there's not that much anti-cav on Optimus' side. More cavalry coming in now. This could be really, really nice play for Ungurs here. The Minutemen, the Sentinels coming in, just everything. Optimus trying to do everything he can to try and take down this cav, but he's just gonna clear up. Ungurs is gonna clear up here really well. More musketeers coming in. Great play by Ungurs there.
Cossack mass really well microed there.
Yeah, really well microed. And again, this is something we've seen consistently throughout the last however many series. People just seem to be getting caught out. They're in the middle of the map. They're not near their bases, and they're just getting caught out every time. We saw it in the Minimolt matchup at both sides, Julian and Minimolt, just sleeping on the job, and they got caught out. This time, we've seen exactly the same thing. Optimus just got overzealous, overconfident, and was caught lagging in the middle of the map. And he didn't have any anti-cav, so it was a big mistake by Optimus there. That blockhouse going down now, so T-Leads is still going to be effective. It's still going to give him a trickle of export, but that's a huge takedown. That blockhouse was essentially how he was getting all his units. So Optimus is going to have to spend another 200 wood now, or 250 wood, to build another blockhouse. So yeah, this is really, really nice play by Ungurs. He's doing a great job here. Optimus has no answer because he's decided to use all his resources to go for the Fortress Age. So he's in a really bad spot here, Optimus.
Yeah, and even buying himself a lot of time with idling the economy, delaying the age up, doing even more damage. Has he had Stagecoach research yet on the map? Or did he not?
Yeah, if we take a quick look over to Ungurs' side, we'll see if he's got Stagecoach, because that would be huge, right? That would be really, really huge. It doesn't look like he's just about starting to research it, so that's a good shout, Nicius. So that will be coming in. It did look like he was backing up a little bit, but no, he's come straight back in, and that's a huge army of Strelets now as well. Wow.
And he's possibly gonna age up behind it. He's like, yes, I've done the damage, now I'm gonna age up behind it. And to keep up with the H3 stats from the Chinese army. and gonna get the 2 fox of my own.
Yeah, so Ungurs has played really well up to this point. To be honest with you, I would have liked to see him stay in China's base for a little bit longer. I think those Strelets could have done a lot of damage. The Cav could have done a lot more damage as well. And as soon as he identified what the Wander was, which he would have scouted, he could have pounced on those skirms with the cavalry, knowing that there is barely any anti-cav from Optimus there. So I feel like he could have stayed a little bit longer, but he should have. But you know, he played. That's fine. You know, I'm not too worried, but he could have stayed in the base a little bit longer. So maybe we'll see if that's a mistake or not. However, Ungurs likely going to be going up himself now. We'll see how long that's going to take.
Probably not too long. Probably just gonna Age of the Exile Prince with a superior economy behind it.
Oh, definitely. Sitting on 4 TPs now, so, you know, he will definitely have the eco advantage. And the fact that he's just destroyed the barracks from Optimus, you know, he's destroyed the tempo. So, yeah, Optimus is in a really bad position. The scores are quite close. However, Russia tend to underscore. So, you know, the scores are probably larger than it looks on the screen. Optimus shipping those Changdao swordsmen. So some good anti-cav there. So it looks like he wants to make his move now. He has just seen that Ungurs has gone for the age up. So he kind of knows he's a little bit behind. Needs to take the map. So needs to try and get a power spike as soon as he can to do as much damage as possible. However, if we take a look at Ungurs, I think he's got a pretty good army. So Optimus is going to have his hands full here if he's going to want to try and do some damage.
The 2 fox are about to come in. And China has a huge ball of infantry, which thus far just gonna melt. And the meteor hammers has been nerfed ever so slightly, so that they don't deal as much damage against artillery anymore. So it's gonna be a little harder to snipe those 2 falconets.
Yeah, that's right. That's a really important note to make. Along with the tea leaves card as well, that was also nerfed. So small nerfs from the China side there, and that definitely has a big impact on the game. Russia haven't changed for quite some time, so you know that we can expect much of the same with Russia. I do like how Russia they did the damage in H2, they got the eco in H2. Some beautiful rowing by those gentlemen there. Absolutely beautiful animation. And I do like to see the transition into the kind of the Tartar, the anti-cav, the cavalry archers now for Russia, and I think we'll see kind of a strong Strelet mass, just a bit of everything. I think that's what Russia like to do now, right? They just like to mass a bit of everything, and I think they're just going to potentially overwhelm China.
China, on the other hand, opting for a heavy cav play, going for the double face plate armor, which gives the cavalry even more range resist, which ends up in around 41% range resist. It's gonna help a whole lot against the cav archers and musketeers, just to soak up the damage so that the other units can deal with DPS, like the arquebusiers and Changdao swordsmen. And cav, the thing that Russia struggles the most with, along with China. And a big fight could happen every now and then. He destroyed a village, which is huge. As we can see, China's top now. It's taking a lot of resource because he's probably countering units.
Yeah, so that was a really nice pickup by Ungurs there. And both sides are kind of posturing against each other, seeing who can micro and pick off the most amount of units. The problem for Optimus is although his skirmishers have the range advantage against Strelets, they don't have the range advantage against Falconets. So that's what Ungurs is using really to keep his distance and to make sure that the skirmishers can't pop anything off. So yeah, this is really nice play. We are going to see some artillery micro hit. Oh, and that was
gonna down for free.
Oh. Wow. It does manage to take down one of the Falconets now. It looks like it's go time. That is quite a lot of cav from Optimus here. Although they're running around not really doing much. The Changdao are getting stuck in there as well now. So this is the China death ball moment. I can't see who's winning.
Hard to tell.
It's really hard to tell. It looks like
I think the
China...
cav archers are key here. If he can... No, I think China got this. Although cav archers coming in reinforcements,
More musketeers as well. The anti-cav coming in from Ungurs. Another 5 musketeers, so this is nice play by Ungurs. Good reinforcing patches, but it just doesn't look like it's going to be enough.
Just barely. Like the final bit of cavalry. Nah, it's so close. Hard to tell.
It's really hard
But
to tell. Skirmish is
I think
coming
the
in for
trade-offs
Optimus.
overall good for China, right?
Oh, 100%. I definitely, I don't know. Ungurs needed more anti-cav. So he should have predicted that Optimus was going to want to go for cav because generally Russia are weak to cav, right? So knowing that, he should have maybe built a bit more anti-cav. So yeah, it was a good fight for Optimus, but it wasn't a terrible fight for Ungurs either.
Yeah, but I feel like that Ungurs remass is gonna be much superior compared to China's mass. Because there's another shipment in. He has 4 TPs still on Stagecoach. He has superior economy, economy-wise. And China is running out of hunts in base, so he has to get out of the map to gather resources, which China doesn't have. If Russia realizes it, he could have raid with like a few Oprichniki, with like 3 Oprichniki on either side, and big fight now happening again. Mass is about to be similar, if you consider that threats are really cheap.
Yes, huge remass by Ungurs.
Yeah, and Russia's economy is gonna outscale China if China doesn't add another TC or 2. And at what concert is China now on? Are they on the Germans now? Which is mostly common for it. I think he is on the Germans. Yeah. Yeah, we saw the double orders coming in earlier. So he possibly has all the tags, all the trickles in. Which is another sort of like 6 villagers. Or even more. Another little skirmish going on. Yeah,
Where
go ahead.
Optimus has the advantage now. So he's taken the Falconets out, and the skirmishers versus Strelets is all that's left, right? So he's got the range advantage now, so he can really start doing the poke. They're walking back and poking and walking back and poking. So yeah, so I think Ungurs is going to need to mass a lot of cav here. He's going to need to mass a lot of strats, and he's going to need to mass a lot of cav to deal with these skirmishers. Optimus, on the other hand, is pretty much probably doing the same thing. He's going to be massing a lot of Changdao. He's going to be massing a lot of cav. So I think we're going to see another big fight coming very shortly. Optimus is on 45 villagers. If we take a quick look at Ungurs, I think he's probably on something similar. Oh, so he's on 62 villagers. He also has the TP eco as well. So Ungurs definitely has the advantage here, and I think that's why Optimus is trying to push the play here. He's trying to really force the fight here, and it looks like we're about to see it. Oh no, and we got another missed micro from the artillery from China again. The flaming arrows way too close, but Ungurs isn't doing anything against it.
He just ignores it. Like, nah, I don't need it. Oh, maybe he's gonna snipe with the Cossacks. Yeah, actually he is. He learned from Flocker.
The flaming arrow got too many shots off for my liking. But again, the China units just seem to be doing better. They're performing better. And the anti-cav is just getting absolutely melted by Ungurs.
Yeah, they got those really tanky cav units. I feel like the way to go is to mass Strelets and Cossacks, mostly.
Yeah, this is really well played. This is really good micro by Optimus as well. I mean, I know they tend to just kind of, attack move and you just kind of let the China Death Ball do its thing. But, he's making the right units. The cav is definitely the answer here. And it looks like Ungurs is struggling to find an answer against all this cav.
Yeah, exactly. And they also can't deal with the skirmishers now. Unless he's gonna try maybe a fog timing. China's still happily massing out of 2 barracks, as well as the Confusion Academy. Summer Palace, my bad.
I was just about to say, I wonder if if Ungurs has something in his deck which could have an answer to all this cav. So I'm looking at a mercenary shipment, and we actually see the mercenary shipment being sent, which is the perfect answer against all this cav. Manchu, a very good anti-cavalry unit. However, they have melee resist, I believe, and they don't have range resist. So the skirmishers, given half the opportunity, will melt the Manchu. So it will all come again. It will come down to the micro on how well Ungurs can micro his army. It was pretty
and
close.
he has found the economy. He's gonna raid his 5 musketeers, idles economy. But in the meantime, in the middle, there's a huge fight happening.
Oh, another big fight. And those cav are gonna... Oh, yeah, he's backed up. He's seen the Manchu now. He doesn't want any of that heat. I'm just gonna back up. That's definitely the right decision.
Yeah, so the Manchu are currently the winning condition at the moment.
Yeah, so Optimus understands that. He definitely wants to back up and get into a better position on the map where he can fight more effectively. So he's going to back up. There's some really nice raiding going on at the top of the map, though, by Ungurs, using musketeers, anything he can, just to kind of pick those villagers off. They've just gone down now, but it looks like he's done some good harassment there. Sitting on 69 villagers, which is 22 minutes of the game, you know, is not bad at all. So, you know, the Russia kind of pain train starts, you know, and he should be having about 3 blockhouses just constantly producing stuff, you know, 2 stables constantly producing stuff. So I think he's only sitting on 1 TC at the moment. So yeah, that's a decent eco. He's got the TP line still as well, which Optimus still isn't doing anything about. Looks like a big fight about to happen. Some nice Dragbox micro there with the cav just jumping into the front line there. The Manchu are there though as well, and they're going to be doing a lot of damage to the cav.
Doesn't look good for Russia.
Just doesn't have enough stuff. And somehow Optimus, he's just rolling through Ungurs here.
Yeah. Same. And that's the game. GG scored.
Wow,
even with the entire TP line. Wow.
I mean, just classic China. Like, they never die. And somehow Optimus just really kept his death ball rolling. And, you know, I felt like that was Ungurs' game to lose. And he lost, which is a big shame because Ungurs was... You know, he definitely had the advantage. The majority of the game, like I was saying earlier, you know, I hope it wouldn't have come back to bite him, but I do feel like he could have stayed in his base, you know, like almost a minute longer. You know, he didn't have anything to fear when Optimus aged up until his first shipment came out. So, you know, again, I don't want to say that was the reason at all, because it wasn't. However, you know, it's just little things like that where I thought Ungurs, you know, maybe could have just even secured the game even harder. So yeah, but I mean, really well played by Optimus. Really good micro as well.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like a little more cav was needed, or maybe what's it called? I forgot. What's it called? Ship it again in H2, which boosts Cossack and Boyars. Boyars was needed.
Oh, Boyars. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, did he not have that sent?
I don't think he had that sent since a long time.
Yeah, wow. The game just crashed, so we are going to restart. I mean, that's always a good thing, right? In this game, restarting it after a few games are played to make sure nothing like that happens during the game. So make it run a bit smoother, so that's good. Yeah, I mean, I really don't know how Ungurs lost that. It's just the cavalry from Optimus just didn't seem to die. And I think that mixed in with lots of Changdao, you know, really proved really difficult for Russia to beat it.
Yeah. Both Siths struggle with cavalry, and China's cavalry seem to be superior.
Yeah. So both these guys are currently picking their civs. I mean, let's hope Optimus doesn't take quite as long as his first game.
Another 20 minutes of waiting time, you say?
Yeah. 20 minutes, yeah, 40 minutes, you mean?
At least. And that will be unfortunately my last cast for this day.
I was getting an echo last game as well, so I may have to restart at some point. Because I'm not sure why I was getting an echo last game, and I think the chat could hear it.
I would I watch the stream maybe?
Say
Like
again,
on
sorry?
Twitch.
Donati saying the echo is gone now. Yeah, I think I'm not really sure why. It's there was patches of it echoing for 30 seconds at a time or so, which I could hear myself back, which was a bit distracting. So not really sure why that was happening. But apologies if it happens again.
Seems like they're really breaking their mind on picking the civs, don't they? Like overthinking everything a little bit. Like if it takes like another 4 minutes, I might have to go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure why Optimus is sitting in the hyperbolic time chamber at this point, just thinking about civilizations. Just it's not even counterpicking, you know. He's just needs a bigger sieve.
Yeah, just pick one, please. For the sake of the
Sieve.
community.
Sieve. Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty early for him as well. It's like 0 o'clock or 6. It's like yay! I'm gonna speak to Sith. Let's go.
Hey, I think they've picked their civilization. So Ungurs has gone for Italy, and Optimus has gone for Spain. Definitely something we've seen from Optimus before, picking the Spanish civilization. Ungurs, like I said earlier, you know, very familiar with the Italian civilization. So this is going to be a slobber knocker.
Curious how Spain will play this matchup, because Spain is also a Sith that can definitely go for a fast industry themselves.
I mean, Spain's FF is very oppressive, right? And it can do it does well against pretty much the entire cast, right, of civilizations. Like they can FF any civilization, right, and do well. You know, it all just comes down to how well they micro and what damage
Yeah.
the two Falconets can do. So yeah, that's something we would normally see. However, I have seen Optimus play Spain, and he likes to do some semi FF stuff. I wonder if we'll see some kind of early Musketeers from him.
It would make sense to not let Italy go full greedy. And also delay maybe their fortress timing or industrial timing, whatever Ungurs is opting to do. Or maybe force like even a shipment out, like the 8 power VCAs or a Merc shipment.
Yeah. So they picked the civilizations, but we're still waiting for the game to play now. I'm gonna. So
He
Optimus
hasn't
is
even read it out.
really
Great.
I mean, he's either got something going on, or he's working a second job or something, or he's playing for like the sportsmanship time. You know, I really feel like we need to put kind of a time limit on this now because Optimus, you know, is taking the mick here. It's actually getting really frustrating because you know you've got to leave soon, Nicius. You know, I've got to go to bed soon. So yeah, I think someone needs to say something to Optimus, otherwise he needs to be penalised for this because this is taking the mick now.
At this point, it has been like more waiting than actually casting.
Oh, we're going to be getting up to an hour's time of just waiting around, and that's purely down to Optimus. So, yeah, I mean, I expect someone to say something to him. Otherwise, he's going to continue to do this, and we haven't got all day, unfortunately.
What is this holdup? It's Optimus not joining the game for whatever reason. Yeah, this is unfortunate. It is boring. I know.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
a bold statement, Mr. Merlin.
unfortunate. It does kill a bit of the hype as well, and it's frustrating, particularly for Ungurs, I imagine.
AoE4 greater than AoE3. Bold.
Mr. Merlin, that's bannable offense. That is.
Yeah.
On saying I would put it at 1-1 right now. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree, Don. I totally agree. You know, it needs
It's
to be
like not the
fixed.
first time, but the second time. No.
Exactly. You know, we're getting on for an hour just waiting time. I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly.
imagine being Ungers. You know, that it'd be infuriating.
Imagine being a viewer.
Yeah.
he's also wasting like hundreds of viewer seconds of time. Instead of villager seconds, it's now viewer seconds.
It ponders the question if he's doing it deliberately. What I mean, 'cause if that's the case, then that shouldn't be tolerated at all.
Ungurs made of wax, eh? Who knows? Yeah, my precious time is being whittled, as Vinamas says. Got it. All right. So, okay. So everyone who wanted to go to bed, get back to your feet, get back to the stream. We have finally a game going. As I said, it's for all those people who have forgotten, it is Italy against Spain. If fellas need to wait. That's so funny. Yeah. Huzzah! You got a game. Okay, so in the color of red, we have Optimus as the Spanish. And as the color of blue, we have Ungurs with the Italians. Excited about this matchup. See what it provides. If they're gonna go for water, if they're gonna go for TPs, if they're gonna go for natives, or neither of all of these.
Yeah, this could be an interesting one. Like I said, it could turn out to be a bit of a slobber knocker. We'll see what Optimus is going to do. I think Spain definitely have to be the one to press Italy here. Otherwise, Spain will just lose out to Italy's economy. So Spain are definitely going to have to put the pressure on. Knowing Optimus, we'll probably see some kind of semi-FF, or we'll see some early Musketeers or early Musketeer and Hussar play. I've seen that from Optimus throughout the tournament. So I would be if it was me, I would certainly be going for an FF, with Spain, and I would just be trying my luck, right, against Italy. Italy are going to want a FF as well. Maybe we might see some kind of a semi-boat boom. We might see some semi-musketeer play. There's also the option on this map. I really like this map because there's a lot of options. You've got the water, you've got a really juicy TP line, and you've also got some really good native techs here. I believe it's the... I can't remember what it's called, the native tech, but it's the ones that give you the musketeers and the goons, I believe. That's it, House of Bourbon. So, yeah, House of Bourbon, in my opinion, is probably the best native tech out of all of the new natives. So, it gives you some really, really useful techs, like XP techs. You know, it gives you useful units. So, you know, you could essentially use it as a barracks in the short term. So, yeah, this map has lots of options. So, it'd be interesting to see what we're going to see here.
Yeah, and we gonna see a little of water action as well, actually. With the 2 caravels, with the veteran arsenal, which boosts the train time of military units as well as fishing boats. He has 1 PVCR upgrade, not both. So he can play for its 3 for a little while before he can age to 4.
We have Venetian Arsenal in Ungurs deck. We also have Holy League, I think it's called, which is not something you see very often. But the Venetian Arsenal was what I was talking about earlier. And when I played Ungurs, he used that card. I believe he used it sort of first card in Age 2, and he built a few docks. Now, when you put this arsenal near the docks, it increases their production. So it's potentially very good for water booming. So it'd be interesting to see what we're going to see. If he decides to go for the water, then I'm sure we'll see the Venetian Arsenal. However, again, it's risky, right? Because if you play in Spain and they go for the early fast fortress, you don't want to be caught with your trousers down, booming, right? So you need to have that in the back of your mind. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Ungurs decides to go for here.
Interesting enough, we see Marvelous Year in A3.
God.
So Spanish has definitely some boom options if it comes to when they have to go greedy. Actually,
Optimus
dropping a dog
deciding.
as well. Wow.
Wow. Again, you know, I wouldn't put this past Optimus. This is, you know, something he tends not. Whenever I've seen him play Spain, he doesn't play standard Spain. So he's dropping down a dock. If Ungurs decides to go for the docks as well, probably gonna have a bit of a water battle going on the hand. So the architect is starting to walk up towards the shore. Maybe he's gonna start building a dock. That's really nice use
Wow, you
of the
nailed it.
architect. Yeah, so really nice use of the architect there. I would like to see Ungurs go for second architect as soon as he ages up. Wow, so he built that straight away. So you know,
Is it gonna afford the second dog?
Just like it. I mean, there's no harm in just putting it down, right? Even if you don't want to build it straight away.
Wow. And he's going for the veteran arsenal though.
So there you go. So, you know, like I said, I've had personal experience playing against this, and believe me, you don't want to leave Italy, you know, just to boom on the water, because that Venetian Arsenal tech, along with 2 decks or 3 docks or 3 docks, will really, you know, come, you know, sort of 9-10 minutes, he'll have a serious eco on his hand. So I think the pressure is on Optimus now to decide what he's going to do to kind of counter this, because we know Optimus has gone for a bit of a boom as well, but I doubt that the Spanish dock boom is going to be as effective as Italy's. So I definitely think Optimus has to do something in way of pressure to stop this water boom.
Yeah, the arsenal is like the Schooner's card without the wood cost reduction. I think it's boosts around 30% of creation time from the boats. From my testing, at least.
Yeah, I think
It has
that's
a
right.
little, like a little short range, so you have to be really cautious about where you build the arsenal.
Look how quickly that boat's being built. Like that's, you know, that's you could argue that's the equivalent of a villager without market ups, right? And they're getting built seriously quickly. So, along with villagers from the TC, he's essentially got 3 TCs, you know, going on at the moment. So, you know, this is a really insane boom at the moment. And I think I haven't seen many others utilizing this Venetian Arsenal card. And I think after today, we're probably going to see more people use it. Like I was
I'm
mentioning
actually
earlier.
using it a lot in team games. So like I go 3 dogs, setting 700 wood, then the veteran arsenal on 600 wood, and at like 9 minutes I have like 100 villagers at least.
There you
It's
go.
hilarious.
There you go. Yeah, and I think, you know, like I was saying earlier, the problem with other build orders for Italy at the moment is that the fast industrial is just so dominant at the moment that you're not really seeing other build orders utilized. But yeah, this is insane. He's already on 32 vills. You know, he gets text from the dock. Again, that just gives even more villagers. So really nice play by Ungurs here, really playing Italy boat boom really effectively here. We'll see how that progresses. If we'll just have a quick look at what the card. Okay, so Ufuzi's coming in next. That's interesting. You really want Lombards to make the Ufuzi card effective, so we'll probably see that at some point. If we look at his macro as well, he's also looking like he's going to age up, but he's also building some musketeers now as well, so that's interesting. Really, really great macro here by Ungurs. This is looking pretty crazy. We'll take a quick look over to Optimus, because I just want to have a quick look at what Optimus is doing. He's already got 3 TPs. He's got a bit of a boat boom going himself. I imagine Optimus just likes to kind of go for the 6 or 7 boats and then just not really build any more. So taking down that TP, gone for musketeers, and I think that forced the response from Ungurs to build his own musketeers, because Ungurs just wanted to go straight for H3. But I think he's made some musketeers to counter them, which is good. I would like to see an explorer come in for a snare, but it looks like the explorer is dead in the north side of the map, which is a bit of a shame. Going to get the first pop and have the advantage there, so that's nice. He's going to save his TP. That's going to give him more XP. I'm sure he's going to repair that TP line as well. So again, you know, just the little things like that, you know, just protecting his TP makes all the difference. Optimus going for the TP line is here as well. So Ungurs is going to see that. He's already going to see that Optimus has 3 TPs. It will be 4 very soon. So I imagine Ungurs is going to respond to that, and he's going to try and get some siege units out to take down that TP line.
Yeah, the economy is not really in favor at the moment. 41 to 35. Considering that 4 TPs are gonna be stagecoach at the moment. Now we speak about it. He's edging up with the Admiral of the Sea, so he's gonna get a caravel and 400 wood, I believe, to pressure the water. So he can pressure water and land. And one thing which is good on this map is you can simply build outposts on the shoreline, and it's like enough to control the entire waterline just by building outposts.
Yeah, so that caravel that Optimus is aged up with, that's good. That's an effective age up, I believe. It also will also give him 400 wood, which is going to be useful. The caravel's not going to do that much damage, right? I mean, again, boom, that's got hit by a TC there, so he doesn't want to stay there for too long. But he wouldn't be able to take down 2 docks, right? So the outpost is getting good hits there, though, as well. But what it's done is it's scouted the water, so Optimus now knows that Ungurs is on the water and to what degree he's on the water. So that caravel effectively being used as a scout. So it'll be interesting to see if Optimus decides to invest heavy in the water to try and take that away from Ungurs, or if he's just going to try and find his power spike on land and really try and push and take advantage on land. He does have the TP line almost to himself now. Likely going to get that last TP as well. I believe the TP line is up. Yep, Stagecoach is in. So that's going to be a really insane eco. Like I said at the beginning of the game, there's so many options. A raid coming in there. Oh, one village just going down, but the other's just being saved. I'm not too sure how I feel about this. Those 5 musketeers for 2 villagers, that's probably a good trade for Ungurs. But he's still going to lose 5 musketeers, which in a game like this, at 11 minutes of the game, you need every unit you can get. You need all the tempo advantage you can get. So yeah, this is going to be a struggle for Ungurs to hold here. Optimus definitely has the tempo advantage, so we'll see what he does to hold these 2 falconets. Does have the option to go for 2 falconets himself. So yeah, 1,000 wood coming in for Optimus as well. So really, you know, taking advantage of the land now. He's got all the TPs. It looks like he's going for 3 TCs. Wow, this is going to be a really good, marvelous year coming in. Wow, that's an early marvelous year. That's a very early marvelous year.
He's gonna get faster working TCs as well as 20% work rate for all resources he's gathering. Really good card.
Yeah, Very good card. I think you tend to see it a little bit later than this because obviously the more villagers you have, the more effective that card is, right? But it does last for what, 6 minutes or so. So you know that's gonna allow his TCs to really kind of.
The Falcon is right on the water.
Yeah, that's really nice micro. He is about to age. No, Ungurs is about to go for industrial. I think he's aged it with a free Falcon. Huge power spike now coming in. How's he going to deal with these three Falconets? That TC's probably going to go down.
Yeah, I think he doesn't want to commit to it.
Yeah, those Falconets going to unpack. He's going to use the speed to get up there a lot quicker. Yeah, he doesn't want to lose those 2 Falconets. Optimus, however, the Lancers are coming in. The perfect answer. He does have a nice
but
there,
it's sort of a bait. The paper guard gonna pop out really soon.
Right. Yeah, so,
and
I mean,
perfect timing, I believe. Yeah,
oh,
right
there
in the
they
face.
come. Perfect timing. Really using his native, the wall, the TC to make it extremely frustrating and blocking off the pathing for the cab. That was really, really nice micro by Ungurs, using the Falconets and everything he could to damage that Lancers. And the Lancers barely did anything there other than take down a few crossbows. So really great micro by Ungurs there. Just using the map, using the walls, everything he had. So yeah, really impressive micro there by Ungurs. Optimus didn't get a bad trade though. He only lost a few Lancers. So, you know, really there wasn't too much you know, at stake there that they lost. So yeah, interesting. I think Ungurs probably has the advantage now. If he can utilize this tempo that he's going to have now that he's industrial, get the good cards that he wants, I think he's got a good chance. He does need to make sure he keeps the TP line in check, and I think that will probably be his first thought in his mind. Right, he needs to take down the TP line. The TP line is
Mighty battleship. That's a huge shipment right there.
Oh, we're going to see the battleship then. Right, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Let's
that
go.
thing is a thing of beauty. It's a thing of beauty, right? So
It's a really beefy ship. Not easy to take down, even with coverings.
and a very ballsy TP trying to get built there by Optimus, and that's going to get taken down very quickly.
But Optimus now aging to H4 as well, with the engineer, which also gives them the 2 Falconets.
Marvelous Year still in place, so you know, like I said, it was a little bit maybe a bit early to be used. I think I was wrong. You know, I underestimated how long Marvelous Year lasts. The battleship, look at that beautiful thing. Absolutely, just look at it. Absolutely insane. You love to see it. That caravel is going to go down very quickly.
More like a Gatling ship, huh? Look at the rate of fire.
The thing about the battleship, you know, it's basically, you know, it beats 2 frigates, so you know that shows you how tanky it is. It doesn't have a like an ability, a broadside ability attack, but it fires very, very quickly. So that's something worth mentioning. I did see it healing. Was the battleship healing itself? Whilst it was idle, it heals, and that's something I actually didn't know. So Ungurs keeping it there for a little while just to heal itself up a little bit. Really nice use of that. So we'll keep an eye on that battleship shortly, but there's really nothing that can contest it. That top is going to go straight down. I really love the battleship. Like it's you know how each turret fires. It's really, really nice.
Yeah, it's like firing from the bottom, from the top to the bottom. So good.
So good. So yes, I think Optimus, it's safe to say that Optimus is off the water. However, those boats, you know, they weren't useless. They definitely in a shift there. However, you know, he does have 3 TCs on land. So Optimus is really, his eco is definitely really pumping right now.
Yeah.
Wow. Four Cobrins coming out for Optimus.
Yeah. A lot of cannons and Cobrins. Where did they come from?
We're at 16 minutes of the game, and I mean, I did say at the beginning of the game that generally Spain will want to pressure, otherwise they'll lose on eco. But you know, I'm eating those words because it looks like Optimus is the one that has the eco advantage right now, sitting on 75 villagers. Wow.
Marvel's here really paying off.
A bit of a
A lot of the map is gone though.
Culverins on
Wow,
either
triple
side.
kill.
Add micro.
Look at a
from
triple
Optimus.
kill.
Yeah,
Wow.
really nice micro from Ungurs.
Another
Another
triple kill. Oh my god.
Huge. They all go down. Huge micro from Ungurs there. I mean, Optimus just is not going to be happy with that, and that has literally changed the pace of the game. That artillery micro, insane by Ungurs. If we just take a quick look at the stats of those and see if those culverins have been upgraded by Ungurs, because that might have been the difference.
It has been.
So,
yeah.
It has been. So that was huge. So Ungurs would have had to have manually upgraded that, obviously. So that alone has. If he wins the game right now, okay, that's the reason he wins the game. Like the amount of resources he just destroyed there was absolutely huge. The battleship just still going for it.
There you go, hammer harvest. And the culverins are actually guard upgrade, so they get additional 10% HP and attack.
Yeah, so that's a nice little bonus for Italy. The battleship, just continuing to fire was just music to my ears. I don't think I could ever get bored of that sound. Ungurs slightly ahead now. Huge range from that battleship. Look,
Yeah.
even surprised the TC is not in range, to be quite honest with you.
Well, looking like that really was on the backseat, but seems like the tide has turned just by the insane artillery micro from Ungurs, that is.
I mean, like I said, if he wins the game, it's because of it. More culverins coming out from Optimus, which is really good. Those papal bombards do tank a lot, but they're going to go down from a fire of 5 of culverins. So, yeah, nice response from Optimus there. However, that's a huge investment. Oh, just look at this micro from Ungurs. Been taking a note out of Floco's book because look, it's just
Dude,
like they're skirmishers. Absolutely insane. Like Optimus cannot be happy with it. It's almost like Ungurs is playing. It's got more range on his culverins. His micro is just fabulous. To be quite honest with you, his artillery micro has been perfect.
and finally picking off the first culverin after he lost 3 of his own.
I mean,
insane.
Just 1-for-1 trading right now is good because he has a papal bombard up and he wants to keep that alive for as long as possible. And that's just been hammering Optimus' skirms this entire time. Like, Ungurs micro has just been absolutely on point here. And Optimus, like I said, a huge investment for 5 culverins. And they've just all gone down. They've just all gone down. And yeah, just huge by Ungurs. And the Persecularies are just such a good skirmisher unit. Optimus just doesn't have an answer. And he's 10k scored down now. And there's the big shipment which got nerfed last patch. So coming in from Ungurs, those native musketeers coming in. The Bourbon's just going to be doing a huge raid around the side of the map, which is a great choice. Yeah, Lance is going to come in and do some damage, but he does have a few anti-cav goons there, which is really nice. So the Lancers aren't going to do too much. I think Optimus is getting a little bit desperate now. Yeah, and this is just where Italy has shined, right? They
Yeah.
at this stage of the game, they just transition into Persecularies and goons, and it's just so oppressive because their skirmishes are so strong. And there's
And
the
that's the
GG.
game.
Well played
Wow.
to Ungurs. And that just absolutely brilliant Culverin micro. And single-handedly, the Culverin micro won him the game. Like, there's just no two ways about it. No two ways about it. He must have destroyed about 3,000 resources worth of artillery whilst losing next to nothing.
Yeah, like
Culverin-wise.
2 triple kills back to back.
Just
with one volley.
Phenomenal by Ungurs. Very well deserved there. And it was looking quite dicey for Ungurs, I have to say. Optimus played really, really well. Like the 3 TCs, getting up to Industrial himself, he just played really, really well. But the Culverin micro just let him down.
Yeah, I feel like Optimus had the better game plan, but Ungurs had the top-notch micro.
Yeah, well played. GG to Ungurs. Oh, look at that. Look at that red line just plummeting down.
Oh my god.
It's like Mount Everest is plummeting down. Yeah, and barely losing. Look at the amount of resources worth there in that military graph. That red lost. At the same time, blue barely lost anything.
Like nothing.
Just single-handedly lost him the game, Optimus. Just and it stemmed from the Culverin micro, right? Because the Falconet stayed alive and just pummeled everything else. Just absolutely beautiful micro by Ungurs there. I mean, to be honest with you, on one hand, it was good micro by Ungurs, but I definitely think there was a level of Optimus not microing as well as he should have. And Ungurs just fully capitalizing on that and taking full advantage. So I do think there was an element of both there.
Okay, so Skuma just says those 4 Kulls killed 4 Falconets, 2 heavy cannons, and 3 Culverins. Man.
And you put that into a resource, right? You
Yeah.
exchange
It's
that
like,
for resource value. It's huge.
like 3,000 reds or more. It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, really well played by Ungurs. That was very entertaining. Using the Venetian arsenal, really fun. Showed the potential of the Italy water boom, and then transitioning into their normal buildings, the Lombards and the Uffizi card. Yeah, and one thing I mentioned about Ungurs early on in the game was when those 5 Lancers were approaching, and they could have very easily taken down those 3 Falconets that Ungurs had. But Ungurs, the thing that just kind of won him that little battle was the fact that he put in that tiny little wall next to the TC, and then he kind of blocked off the path for any cav to get in the way. And that just allowed damage to pile on. It allowed time for the papal and I can't remember what you call them, the papal guards to come in and just clear everything up, and just kept those 3 Falconets alive. And it's little things like that win the game. So yeah, really well played to Ungurs there.
Yeah. It's a game to watch. More satisfying yet with those huge volleys.
Yeah, insane micro.
So another 20-minute break, I heard.
Please God, no. Okay, excellent. So we shouldn't be waiting too long now. He's been given a timeline. So if he breaches that few-minute timeline, he will be penalized for it. That's good to hear. Can't kill the hype like that, can you? These games are very hype. You don't want to kill it with a 40-minute wait time. So,
yeah.
And whilst we wait, I guess we'll give another shout out to TACCAF and Microsoft for sponsoring the tournament. Thank you very much to both of them. Like we said, before, $9,000 tournament for Age of Empires 3. At the beginning of DE, you just wouldn't imagine would happening. So yeah, that's really grateful to them and to everyone for watching and everyone who's donated. All of you, a bunch of legends. One interesting copy pasta in chat right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
That I wonder how long that Mementori That was gonna get yeeted.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, should I or should I do that?
Anime waifus, eh? Interesting.
Gotta love the waifus, huh?
Oh yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Memento. His DMs are open.
Minimote saying he has to go farm for 30 minutes to keep the internet on. Oh, big Passy's just come in the chat. Got a call out Passy, haven't I? How you doing, Passy? After the best of 3 bashing Brit Mirror I gave you the other day. Hope you recovered well. I'm just saying, 700 food is a good card. Can't tell me otherwise.
Best card in the game.
Oh yes. Elite Rifleman, tell us a joke, Lion. Meanwhile, we wait. How are you a joke? I could Google one.
Wow.
I've been timed out. Okay, all right. I'll tell you a joke. Let me think. I did say this on my stream the other day. It's the first one that comes to mind. What happened to the frog's car when it broke down? It got towed away.
The Doom.
Big on bum. Tumbleweed.
And you tell I'm German? Yeah.
Needs a longer timeout. Yeah, that was bad. That was
Yeah, it was a T joke, right? Are the 5 minutes over yet? Oh, the 5 minutes have been over. Time is gone.
Any jokes, Nicius?
I'm German. What do you expect?
Yeah, I know.
I don't have
thought
any
you did.
jokes. Not even daddy jokes. That's so boring I am. I mean, that's why we have chat for, right? To entertain us when there are breaks.
I'm starting to miss Brem's jokes, to be honest. Now, never thought you'd hear me say it, but Zoot saying I have a joke for the Americans. This should be good. This is PG. Zoot, that is probably the worst one yet. That may be the worst one yet.
Damn.
I signed up for my company's 401k, but I'm worried about running that far. Yeah. I believe 401k, that's like a retirement thing, right? It's like a retirement fund. Something like that. Pension fund, we call it over here. I believe they're the same sort of thing.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, that was pretty terrible joke, not gonna lie. Someone's got to have a better joke than that. Come on.
Okay, so he won the prize award for the worst joke for today. Who can top it?
A farmer had trouble telling two of his horses apart, so he measured them. Yeah, that's almost as bad.
Oh, that was a knock knock joke.
Was that not part? Was that not the whole joke? Turns out the white one was 4 inches taller than the black one. I don't get it.
Okay.
Okay.
Not my dad. Aw. That's actually quite sad.
It got dark very quickly.
Yeah.
It's like Tadaoi's dad went for milk about 10 years ago and never came back. Is that the
Yeah.
sort of story we're talking about?
No. Okay, we have actually Aztec against Malta. After another 10 minutes of break, find another game. So we're getting there. We're getting there. From 20 to 15, from 15 to 10. So maybe from this game to next game, it's only going to be 5 minutes, and then it's going to be immediate. Gonna see a pattern here. His APM are increasing. Wait, we still don't have a game yet. No way. It's like restarting his entire PC 5 times during each match. Then recording, then like picking the serve, and then restarting the PC again 3 times before he can launch the game. Yeah, to make sure there's no lag. The worst it has ever been, like in any tournament. It's ridiculous. Both like for us, for the players, as well as for you guys watching at the moment. Okay, it's like, nah, I can't win. Age of Swift picking 3. Yeah. Definitely. Like, oh yeah, it's true, yeah. So I even picked the Civ. So it's like Age of Joining Pyres 3. Definitive not happening edition. Wait, what? The game's launching. Are you for real? Oh my god. Yeah, it's like we cast a game and then we wait a game, forecast a game again, and then to wait a game again. Ah, okay. Alright. Now after the another 50-minute break, we are in for another game. Starting with the color blue and the flag red, Ungurs with Maltese. And on the other side of the river, facing his opponent Optimus in the color red as Aztec, which he random wrote, by the way. Both solid picks on this map. Aztec always solid pick on any map, because they don't rely on TPs or water or anything like that. Malta, on the other hand, needs a TP, or other sort of XP income. Because they sort of rely on the 2% hit points per shipment quite a lot. Because it's like they're scaling to the late game.
Yeah.
While line is still away. Gonna try my best to
Oh no, I'm
carry
here.
through
Don't worry.
you.
I'm just beautifully listening to you.
You're listening to me.
Oh yes.
To my voice.
Oh, your beautiful voice, Nicius. Just one thing to mention there. You know, like I said, it's always the little things that add up, right? So Ungurs going for that early TP, and you know, getting the timing down perfectly, so the TP line just about hit his TP whilst he got it built. So you know, just taking full advantage of getting the XP as soon as possible. The faster you get your first card, the quicker you get the free villagers, and the quicker those villagers will result in resources being produced. So yeah, like I say, it's always the little things that add up, and so that's really nice little play by Ungurs there. Looking like, again, a pretty standard Malta deck. We've seen that before. What's always interesting and is whether or not Malta decide to go for the early German tongue, or whether they decide to kind of FB and base, because they tend to be the two styles, right? Kind of putting the forward barracks out and really going expo rush, or sitting back and using the German tongue to boom. So we'll see what happens with Ungurs then. I'm not... Aztec's not one of the civilizations I'm overly familiar with, so I couldn't tell you if that deck by Optimus is overly generic or not.
But it's
But I
pretty
have
interesting
played-
that he has the 9 and 8 Jaguar Power Knights. You rarely ever see them in any deck. You instead see like the infinite 900 coin and wood crates. I'm curious about how we utilize them. And he also doesn't have the Eager Knight support card, which is like the most common. Because Eager Knights are like so good. They trade like good against every single unit besides like carded skirms.
That's right. That's right. So, I mean, I've played against Aztec plenty of times on the ladder. They seem to have, from my experience, you know, there's a couple of styles. There's either the fast rush, you know, you age it fast, and they just spam all their, you know, their units early on, their pikes, their coyotes, the slingers, or they kind of sit back and they do the warrior priest boom, right? So they get the community plaza. They make sure they maximize all the warrior priests, and then they kind of do the very defensive style of, you know, if anyone pushes them, they'll spam all the minutemen. They'll use the explorer hit points to their, you know, like 2,000 hit points or something in the industrial age to tank up all that, soak up all that, you know, military, and then just kind of overpower and frustrate the enemy. So it'll be interesting to see if we're going to see that from Optimus, if we're going to see that community plaza style, or we're just going to see kind of more normal style Aztec.
Also curious about it. I would assume that in this particular matchup, aggressive Aztec would have had the advantage
I agree.
compared to late game Aztec.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I haven't seen. I don't think I've seen Optimus play Aztec before, so I really don't know what to expect. However, we've got a forward Warhurt, so like what I was saying, it looks like we might be seeing more standard Aztec play here. So I definitely think that's the right thing because Malta tend to be quite weak in the early stages of the game, but they become very strong in the later stages of the game because of their, like we've discussed, their expo mass is insane. So it looks like we're going for some standard play, and we will see some early aggression from Optimus.
Possibly even taking the TP line and upgrading it. If there's not a lot of pressure going on.
German tongue coming in from Malta. So Ungurs has decided to go for the eco play here, which is, I don't know if that's going to pay off or not. The commentary will be useful against the early aggression from Optimus. However, you know, Optimus has lots of options. You know, Coyote runners are good at picking villagers off. You know, he can outmass his opponent. You know, at the early stages of the game, 2 Coyote runners are already out, so they're going to be harassing villagers. It's 5 minutes in the game. Commentary is, I think, just about come out. So we're going to see how effective TC Fire and the commentary fire is going to work out here.
And the 3 TP card is on the way. So he is trying to get the TP line. Possibly CG down with the TP with a big button in the TC. You get the 4 Jago Power Knights. Getting the double or triple XP income, depending on if he got the big button on the community plaza or not. With a cheap tag for 50 coin, food, and wood. Trying to pick off some wood, I believe.
Yeah, so this seems like a nice play by Optimus. He's gone for the TP line. It is going to benefit Ungurs initially. If Ungurs is aware that it's been upgraded, he will also be able to get some resources himself from it. However, I'm sure Optimus won't want him to keep it for that long. Nice pike shipment coming out there from the hospitals. He has gone for double hospitals. Considering he's just shipped a German tongue, that's he's not going to be able to 10 pump too much at the beginning stage of the game, particularly if he wants to get some more German settler wagons. However, I think he's content with just having a couple at the early stage. Is building one, though, as well. So, going to have to really macro really well here, Ungurs. I'm sure we'll see Wignacourt coming out at some point as well. Optimus going for a bit of an eco push there. You know, putting on some early pressure, but also behind it, it's going to be sitting back and getting some TP eco. So, we'll see which prevails. The German tongue eco or the TP eco.
Yeah. And we can see how much aggression Aztec also will go on. If they go on for just a little aggression, H up behind it, or go for a priest boom behind it, a lot of options Aztec has in this matchup. They're pretty much the aggressor here. They can decide the pacing of the game, whereas Malta has to react.
Yeah, I think Malta are potentially sitting in a good place right now. There's a lot of Coyote runners coming out, but Ungurs is making plenty of pikes. He's decided to go for the furthest away TP. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure. It's going to take longer for Optimus to get down there, right? And that's going to siege down. And he doesn't really have any units out that can counter pikes. Okay, those pikes are missing the TP. I'm not sure. He's kind of... I think he's misjudged that. Coyotes don't have great siege, so that's going to take a while. Yeah, okay, so he's identified that. He is going to go down and siege that. His pikes are far away from his TC, right? So he's not going to have as much protection. So yeah, it's a risky play by Ungurs there, but you know, maybe I would have sent 5 pikes as opposed to how many pikes he's actually sent, and that would be just as frustrating for Optimus. However, it looks like we've got Coyote runners mainly, and then we've got some slingers at the back. We've got some treasure guardians as well, so utilizing that. The explorer is there as well, and that's going to be able to tank plenty of HP. It looks like we've got a bit of a skirmish going on. These Coyotes do not want to be going directly in, but they are going to clear. More pikemen coming, which was is nice play by Ungurs. He's only got like 5 or so slingers. They're really not going to do that much damage. More Coyote runners coming in. But those pikes doing really well. He's got really good use out of those pikes. However, there's still a few Coyote runners out there. Leaving his expos, not really microing with them. I'm not sure why he's just kind of standing there. He could definitely get more value out of them. The pikes that took down the TP are coming back in now. If they were there to begin with, he would have probably kept all of those expos alive, right? So this is what I'm saying, why he could have halved that pike max there and kept it in his base, and it would have protected his expos. And he could have sent the other half to the TP, and he still would have taken it down. So yeah, that's what I was mentioning. You know, just little things like that. I'm not sure he needed to send quite so many pikes. However, those pikes are gonna they're on a mission, and they're going straight to the other side of the map, going straight to the other TP. So Ungurs really trying to deny the TP line here, which is good play. So.
Yeah, it's denying the economy from Aztec a lot with the TPs. But if he would have had the pikes in the main fight, instead of sitting down 200 wood, he would have been able to keep his mass alive. And the coyotes are not trying to... There's actually a lot of coyotes now. And if it's... I think they can trade pretty well against pikes even. Now that they're kind of prepared to combat.
It's interesting because pikes don't hard counter coyotes quite like they do cav, but I believe they still have a decent multiplier. So you don't just want to dive in lots of coyotes against lots of pikes. 10 more pikes coming in, or 8 pikes coming in. They really wanted to be pikemen as opposed to expos. But I get, there you go. There's more pikes coming in. He's got and then more cav coming in as well. And there's no anti-cav really from Optimus here, so that's a really nice timing. Just
you could engage
coming
there,
out
but
of nowhere.
You could have engaged. You could just totally cleaned it up.
He could, and unfortunately, I don't know what happened. Maybe he was his APM was elsewhere, so he wasn't focused on it. But yeah, you're right. I think we'll start to see now that Optimus is seeing cav. We'll probably see some pikes now coming out for Optimus. Coyote runners still do relatively well against cav if there's enough of them. So maybe he'll want to continue just massing coyotes. But I think they'll get a point where coyotes will just get destroyed by cav mixing with a few pikes. So he is going to, in my opinion, he's going to need to make some pikes, which I believe he is starting to do now. So yeah, scores are pretty similar as well. Ungurs has done a great job taking down the TPs. I would like to see Ungurs take the TPs himself. I believe his Explorer, is somewhere in his base, so he should be able to revive him if he's already dead.
Yeah,
he is alive, picking up treasure. That's, great. He's still using his Explorer to pick up treasures in Age 2, like late Age 2, which is really good. Making sure the Explorer's not just sitting there doing nothing. But it would be great to see a TP being built. And he could just walk to the right side of the map. And it's going to be difficult for Optimus to kind of run mass over there and then run them back. And it's just going to buy him lots of time. So we're going to have a bit of skirmisher coming up now.
And Optimus still has the fireworks ready, soon at least. I think, yeah, like a few more seconds and it's ready. He could use it for a great timing with his melee units, with both coyotes and pikemen alike.
It's a great big button, but it can be very difficult to time. It doesn't last very long. It does have the best music in the game, I think, and it is for the the LOL plays, right? However, it can be used very effectively, but it's difficult. It's very, especially with the fact that he's probably going to have 3 control groups for his army, right? The one for pikes, one for the skirms, and one for coyotes. And then he's got to pick a native big button, at the perfect timing. So it's very difficult and finicky to get that timing right. However, we might see it now, and it would be great if we do. Ungurs is just about aged up, so Optimus has identified that, and he's going to go in for the mass. Coyote runners are going diving in there. Minutemen are coming out now as well. This is going to be a great fight. It's impossible to see what's going on. There's so much. Oh, there's a huge coyote mass. The pikes are getting stuck in there as well. The cav just got absolutely deleted. And Optimus still has a huge mass here. The expos are not going to do anything against this coyote mass.
And he didn't have used his fireworks ability even.
This is such a shame.
Yeah.
Using those.
Imagine if he used it like on the pikes. Much more curious would have been alive for them.
some unfortunate pathing by those villagers there for Ungurs. I would like to have seen him use his villagers from the TC a lot sooner, because if you just take a load of those villagers outside of your TC, those coyote runners are going to get their pathing's going to get mixed up. They're on attack move, so they'll be tanking HP with the villagers, and he could have got better use out of his army and more damage there. But you know, he didn't, which was a bit unfortunate. More expos getting shipped now. They're not going to do too much. He's trying to make some goons against these coyote runners, but he's going to need a lot of goons to do anything against these coyote runners, because he's still got a decent handful of them. Expos are upgraded though, so that does count for something.
They definitely are, and they have like 15% more HP or something with all those cards which have been sent.
Probably okay. No, he's not going to target the hospitals. Wow, there's some crazy speed on those coyote runners, and they're just going to go straight for the expos. The goons are going to try and get involved. We're going to do some damage, but there's only 2 of them, and they're really not going to do enough. There is a commandery and a TC firing, but it's just not going to be enough.
Look at this XP, 24 everywhere.
More coyote runners coming in. This is not what Ungurs wants to see. He's down 2k score now. Maybe aging was a bad decision. Optimus was in the prime position when Ungurs aged as well. It just gave Ungurs no time to do anything with the age and do any kind of defensive play. Lots of German settler wagons going to go down there. Oh,
look at the XP. 60 XP for settler wagon. Insane.
That is insane.
It's like
you can't really put them in the commandery either, because he's already used the big button from the commandery, and it would have taken a long time for them to come out. And there's the GG. Wow, well played to Optimus. It looked really good for Ungurs for a while there, I have to say. I think it looked really good for Ungurs for a while there. Unfortunately, it just looks like he went for the fortress timing, and it just didn't pay off. Unfortunately, it just didn't pay off. I would have liked to seen a lot more walls. I think he could have survived really well if he built lots of little walls in his base. That's definitely what he needed to have any kind of form of survivability there. But I think Optimus just pressed. He was pressuring. He was kind of already halfway in his base when Ungurs aged. So Optimus was just in the right position. He was fishing for the age up, and he just pounced at the right moment. Perfect timing, and he won the game from there. Well played.
I feel like he could have played it out in H2 with his hussars, as well as the crossbows, maybe mixed in with a few sentinels. Because I think Hussar light infantry beats Aztec like Hussar range infantry equivalent.
Yeah, I think, I mean, hindsight's a wonderful thing, right? So, you know, age 2 definitely, you know, extended age 2 definitely would have been the play there. And I don't think Ungurs was in a bad position eco-wise either. You know, he did have German tongue, so he had all the German settler wagons out. So he was in a really good position. He took down the TPs as well, so he denied Optimus the TP line. So, you know, Ungurs was sitting in a cozy position. I think he just needed to continue to mass expos, pikes, and hussars, and he would have had a really good composition to deal with the coyote mass, particularly the coyote mass. Unfortunately, he decided to go for the age up, and it just wasn't the right decision.
Yeah, now time for a 15-minute break again, right?
I really hope that's not the case, and
I hope so.
you know, yeah, because you know it's it's already 12 here, so can't do this forever. So Optimus, yeah, if you're listening, mate, get a move on. Okay, so Civs has been picked already, so that's really good to hear. Looks like we've got Mexico versus India.
Give the game another coffee, sounds sleepy. Speaking about sleepy, I might actually have to go.
Okay.
Can't stay longer further, sadly.
Yeah, no, well, if you have to go now, mate, it's been a pleasure casting with you.
So it was fun casting with you guys. So I'm gonna see you in the next one.
Yeah,
Bye.
see you later, mate. Thanks very much. Put in a great shift, mate.
I hope I will.
And then there was me. Now I get to do what I like, chat. Now I get to do what I like. Who do I pick on next? Yeah, I don't think we've seen much India, actually. So that'd be nice to see some Italy. Sorry, not Italy. India. So it'd be nice to see some India play. I haven't personally. I might have missed a couple of games earlier, but I don't think I've seen any Indias. We've seen one or two Mexicos, so really glad to see Ungurs picking Mexico. Mexico being one of my main squeezes. No doubt Ungurs will play it much more effectively than I will. It'll be interesting to see what strategy he goes for. I know Ungurs likes to generally play, from when I've seen him play Mexico, he likes to play them quite standard. He really likes to utilize the Cav card in Age 3, which gives you Chinacos per card you've sent during the game. So, if you particularly if you do a TP start, and you're going to have a lot of cards during the game. So by the time you get into Age 3, generally people have around between 10 and 13 Chinacos to be able to send. So it's a really good power spike at that point in the game. So I'm sure Ungurs will probably be looking for that sort of style. We will wait and see. Optimus playing India. We'll see what, India, I imagine we'll see. Well, I say we'll imagine we'll see an Agrifort. Probably not with Optimus. Nothing's off the table with Optimus. Please start referring to the Summer Palace as Summer Palace. It looks like it's kind of pronounced the same. Donati, Lionheart, are you in the Discord chat? I am indeed, Don. Pretty sure Opti is forced to play Italy or Malta here. Joshua. I am in the Discord with Joshua, who is doing all the great stuff. With the artwork here and the change of the scenes and stuff like that. And so he is speaking into my ear, and he is just checking with the admins, Don. So I'll be able to get back to you in a sec. Good night, Nicius. Sorry. Thanks very much for casting with me. Been an absolute pleasure, good sir. He does what he wants, unfortunately. Faster inform Optimus play Malta or Italy. Yeah, I have. That message has been heard loud and clear. If he wins with India, he would be 3-1 and still has to play Malta and Italy. That would mean 5-1 in theory. Yeah, I mean, that's insane maths from Donati there. So you can't disagree with that insane math. No, Len. You do like a good copy pasta, don't you? Big Ants is here, my boy. How you doing, Ants? Perhaps my favorite Age of Empires person. A good friend in real life. How are you doing, good sir? Haven't seen you in a hot minute, Ants. Hope you're doing okay, mate. Hope you're doing okay. We need to play some team games soon. Grey Fox on. Old Soap McTavish, Grey Fox, and Ants is here. I mean, it would be... You're just waiting for a response right now, so hold tight, guys. It would be interesting if Ungurs was really hench and jacked. He would, but looking at that picture, he has quite a thin neck. So that would be quite hilarious if he had a super jacked body with a little pea head. I mean, I'd be all for that, to be honest with you, but I would be surprised, Len. It's calves. Yeah, I mean, tiny little body, tiny head, but humongous calves. That would be interesting. Oh, big risotto in chat as well. How you doing, risotto? One of my boys. Lionheart just talk shit about Ungurs. No, being very complimentary. I think he's a very handsome fellow. Lionheart, are you all natural? Yes. All natural, baby. Do I look like I'm not natural? Come on. Let's be real. Okay, so, yep, just confirmed Optimus has gone for Malta. I think he heard Don's insane maths. 2 + 2 = 4. So, Optimus knows he has to play either Malta or Italy here. Gone for Malta. Malta versus Mexico. Interesting. We'll see what happens. Feels like Mexico will have to put on the pressure early, in my opinion. Would actually have the option of doing the classic Lionheart FI, the Revolt FI. I definitely think that would be an option here because Malta struggle. Well, not always, but especially if they go German tongue, they will struggle to the early kind of advantage. So game's kicking off. In the south of the map, spawning as Malta in red is Optimus. In the north of the map, in blue, we have Mexico as Ungurs. I think this is the map Finland, right? This is a great map. This is another great map. This is definitely one of my favorites from the new maps. I think it's like the Great Plains of the new maps, right? So I think you can't not like this map, right? You can't not like this map. It's a really good map. Like with a lot of the other European maps, it's got a lot of options. It's got a TP line. The water TPs are connected almost as such to the middle TPs as well. So if you upgrade the middle TPs, that will upgrade the water TPs. You have obviously water play. Have good native settlements as well. I believe you have Vaza on this map. Well, you at least have Vaza. I can't remember which other you have, but I've definitely utilized the native techs on this map. And you have the Oldenburg. So Oldenburg not as good as Vaza. I don't particularly like Oldenburg. I do like Vaza as opposed to Oldenburg. I believe you get them both. I don't think it's one or the other. I believe you always get Vaza spawned on the map, and Vaza is very much of an eco. The way I see Vaza is an eco native tech. You've got the torps, which is the main reason you go for them, right? So and then you've got water options with them as well. So yeah, Vaza just and the thing about Vaza as well is the skirmisher type units you can make from Vaza are generally very good. They're quite a high food cost and a small wood cost, so they're very good. They're quite tanky for a skirmisher unit. So yeah, House of Vaza I definitely rate. It's definitely high on the tier list for natives. Looking at the decks, we are looking at Ungurs right now. I mean, pretty, I would say boring, but pretty standard, I think is the right word to use here for the 1v1 pawn. Interesting that he only has the 2 villager and 1 hacienda card in age 1. I personally like using the church card and the cheaper revolt card. I think those two are very vital cards for Mexico. Even if you play standard, they're very important, particularly the revolt card, because you often will find yourself in a position where you might need to revolt, and the cheaper revolt will help you. It will lower the cost of the resources to revolt, and whenever you revolt, you can generally unrevolt. So you might find yourself in a position where you need to unrevolt, and that will also be cheaper. However, Ungurs playing very standard, true to his kind of semi-FF play with other civilizations. He's just going to be doing kind of age 2 into age 3, I imagine. Looking at Optimus, he's got he's got so the 3 villagers, he's got 2 church card, and he's got the German tongue. Just looking at it, has he actually shipped? He's actually shipped 2 church card as his first card. Now he's shipping in 3 villagers. Very bizarre build order. Very bizarre build order. I understand he's gone for 2 churches because that gives you XP early. then there's not a lot of wait time to get the 3 villagers, right? So that's his reasoning behind it. However, he's still losing time on getting 3 villagers. 3 villagers is 3 villagers, right? That's just infinite resources as long as they're in the game. So you generally want villagers quicker. So I'm not sure I agree with that build order. I would like to see 3 villagers into 2 churches. You know, Optimus is a better player than I, so we'll see if how that pans out for him. For early hunting dogs for Ungurs. Chat is already trolling me. I do see you, Don. Don't you worry. I'll make you punish for it. Yeah, so not really sure what Ungurs is going to open with. Obviously, he's going to age up with a military wagon. So we will see if we could see an opening stable from Ungurs. That would be interesting. But generally, you see a barracks. We'll keep an eye out on that. We do have a forward hacienda, so that first card with the 2 villagers and the 1 hacienda, he's decided to send that hacienda far forward. Now, the reason you do that is because the hacienda is a shipment point. You can send cards. He's just aged up, and the military wagon he's sent to his hacienda, so that's going to be as close to the enemy base as possible. That's a really nice play. It's very standard, you know. Mexico, the current Mexico meta tends to be, you know, like the A's meta. You know, getting units out early, maybe going for the Navajo card, which has bonuses against villagers, and really just kind of trying to put the pressure on. And against Malta, that's a build order I can agree with, because you definitely want to put pressure on Malta early on. Malta aging up now. Not really sure what Malta's doing. Have a quick look. German tongue coming in. If Ungurs is actually quick enough, if he was building pikes, or insurgents rather, he could actually get there. He could have got over there quick enough to take this commandery down. That commandery is going to go down in a really frustrating place for Ungurs, because that's going to basically be stuck right in front of him. Okay, so he's not going the commandery there. Oh, he's actually manually building a commandery, and the other commandery is going to go down to the other side of the base. So, really nice defensive play by Optimus there. Almost the forward hacienda has almost forced that response, right? So although it's good at Optimus, because that's going to deny any rush, and it's going to have basically 2 outposts and a TC fire. It has forced a strong response, and that takes a lot of resources. If I was Ungurs, what I would be looking at is to very much contain, not lose any of my military shipments unnecessarily, because he's going to struggle to kill any villagers now. I would be circling the base, picking off any infrastructure I could. Like there's a house at the south of Optimus's base. There's maybe a church you could pick off just outside the range of some of the commanderies. That's the sort of thing I would be looking for if I was Ungurs. Skirmish is coming out now as well. Diving them in. If he hasn't seen both commanderies, he definitely will now. So he doesn't want to hang around. Skirmishes don't come cheap. Forcing in the villagers a little bit, not really taking any, not killing any, which generally is the objective. So nice play by both. Nothing really too much has happened. Optimus has definitely gone for Big Turtle here. He's got the German wagon, so he's going to be fine. He's going to be happy. He's got all the German wagons to build first before he needs to be worried about anything. So that will give him somewhat of the eco advantage. Germany do have 5-vil and 4-vil. I don't know if Ungurs has has the 4-vil in his deck, but they do have that option to get 9 vils and 2 cards. He has also aged up, I believe, the feudal card. Yeah, so he's also aged up with he doesn't have the 4 villagers, but he does have the feudal card, which gives him the 2 docks and boats, depending on fishing boats, depending on how many cards he sent. So that's a really, really good card, and I love sending that card and then sending 700 wood straight after, because it just synergizes really well. It gives you a really good boost to your army. You essentially get boats for free, 2 docks, boom, bam, thank you, ma'am. And, you know, you can just start booming with 2 docks, and it's really, really nice. So I suspect we'll see that feudal card used at some point. It doesn't look like he's doing anything. Maybe building some musks there. So maybe he wants to take down these commanderies, potentially. Maybe he's thinking, right, I need some siege now, so I either need insurgents or I need musketeers. Got plenty of skirms to deal with any kind of expos from Optimus. Maybe now he's looking to get some siege down these commanderies, which would be nice. However, it wouldn't come for free. It would cost him some units. He definitely wants to make sure he wants to get as many as possible. So he makes short work of the commandery. Looks like a couple of bits of cav coming out for Optimus as well now. Maybe he's going to utilize them and try to get some raids going. Keep an eye on that. Beautiful pan over Optimus's base there. So there's the 2 cav. Does look like Ungurs is going to spot them just about. He does, and that's really important because now he's going to be aware of them and he's going to be looking on the minimap to make sure where they're going. Does look like he's going to take some insurgents to his base though, and I really like that adaptation. He's taking about 4 or 5 insurgents just to make sure that those cav don't cause too much nuisance. He's going to go for the raid, and he's going to take this commandery down by the looks of it. Optimus doesn't have too much in the way of eating this. He's got a few expos and a couple of cav which are just going to go down, and these order hussars are not cheap. We've even got some cav coming in from Ungurs now, which I suspect is from the free Chinoco card. He would have said. More order hussars being built, more expos being built. Doesn't have the resources to build a lot of order hussars though, but got plenty of wood and food. Can sort of make an infinite amount of expos at the moment. Those insurgents, that's what I was talking about. Taking those insurgents back, that means he's not going to lose any villagers. So really nice response there. And actually really nice Optimus keeping an eye on those hussars. Really like crazy APM there, making sure he doesn't lose any of those order hussars that are raiding. But remember, these are more expensive than normal hussars. It's really nice play by both players there. Optimus almost pushing him back there. Yeah, he wants to be careful he doesn't go too far there. Getting a little bit greedy and a bit overzealous there with his push. A few hussars coming out, but I don't think they're going to do too much. Doesn't really want to lose them. More hussars coming in for the flank, though. That could make a difference. Only a couple of insurgents left there. More hussars coming in from the top there. Oh, no, they're Chinicos. Okay, so we've got a game on our hands, boys and girls. The insurgents are microing against those order hussars. Oh, that's a nice... Optimus is going to lose both of those order hussars lightly. Oh, that's a really nice pickup for considering he only had 5 insurgents there. That's really nice. But does have a decent expo mass now. This is a close game. It was looking like Ungurs kind of had the big military advantage for, obviously for the majority of this game, but just diving in and just TC fire and 2 commandery fire outposts, it really takes its toll over an extended period of time. Ungurs did go in for that commandery and he didn't take it down, so he's probably going to be quite upset by that. All of a sudden, just a massive order hussars coming out from nowhere. This tree line though, he has to be worried about this tree line, and if I was Ungurs, I would be fully utilizing this tree line. I would be poking with my skirmishers. He could really use that tree line to his advantage there. Those order hussars just have no way of getting through there effectively. Or losing a few skirmishers for free. I'm not really sure that they were really sprinting for their lives there. Losing a few there doesn't. Those order hussars are going in. He needs to be careful. There's another tree line at the back there. If I was Ungurs, I would certainly be, using these tree lines extremely defensively. No H3 play yet from either side. That feudal card I was talking about earlier does look like it's coming in. I am squinting at the corner of my screen, and I believe that feudal card is coming in now. That's going to be a really nice eco boost for Ungurs. He's, like I said, the longer you wait and the more cards that you send, the more boats you will get from it. So he's currently going to get about 8 fishing boats from it. So that's really nice, along with 2 docks. Doesn't have much wood, so won't be building many boats, but a nice little eco boost regardless. But out of nowhere, Optimus just, turtled in his base early on and, wanted to go for the eco. Basically using both those commandery wagons as outposts and both as stables at this point. Mixing in some Fanar natives by the looks of it. I believe that's from a card that he sent, and it cost some gold, I believe. So Optimus using those fanars, and they're very good against heavy infantry. They will make short work of soldados. Looks like we've got a big skirmish going on now. I really can't see what's going on too much. The insurgents are doing some work against the Cav, but there's a lot of order hussars there. The Chinicos have bonuses against Cav as well, so they will essentially be acting as anti-Cav there as well, but he really wants to get them on the infantry, and there's just no infantry left from Ungurs. More cavalry reinforcements coming in, and this is a huge clear-up for Optimus here. Great fight by him. Really unfortunate by Ungurs. Again, like I said, he really didn't pick a good fight there. Like, if you take where this barracks is, for example, he could be behind his barracks in amongst these tree lines here, and the cavalry from Optimus would just be so frustrated, and he could pick them off much more effectively than if he was out in the open, which is where he took the fight, which I feel like is a bit of a shame, and really didn't utilize the map to his advantage. Maybe Ungurs could do with some good old-fashioned Lionheart coaching. Who knows? What do you think, chat? Nice remass from the Cav here, but he needs a lot more than that to deal with this mass from Optimus. If I was Optimus, I would be taking it slow. I would be taking down this barracks. I would be taking down the house. You know, I'd be taking it step by step. Don't want to run into his base and lose everything with any big pops. Ungurs looks like he's kind of fishing for the bait, but you know, he's 3k scored down now. Yeah, just kind of posturing a little bit. Not really sure why he's just losing all these military units for free, losing the skirms for free, essentially. Okay, Chinico's getting a nice pop there, but some good old-fashioned drag box micro, and that's going to take the Cav right to the front. So that's a nice micro by Optimus. Chinico's versus Cav. Chinico's technically would come better off, but I think there's just too many order hussars there. Some more skirmishes getting popped out for Ungurs there. It's the best Ungurs could ask for, but again, he's just going to lose because he just doesn't have the same mass. I feel like he's somewhat wasting his units. I mean, he shipped the feudal card that gave him a nice eco boost with the boats. I think he should have waited. I don't think he just took the wrong fight, I think. So, and he can't snowball. Yeah, and he didn't have the tempo. Optimus did, and he snowballed from there, and he just couldn't remass back again to the same level that Optimus had. Well played, GG to Optimus. Really nice play there by Optimus with the turtle play, and then kind of expanding out. It's 15 minutes, almost 60 minutes in the game. Not often we see a game stay in age 2 at 16 minutes of the game. So that's really nice for the... I know there's a lot of age 2 fanatics in the chat that love a good old-fashioned slobber knocker in age 2. And that's what you got. And great game. I really felt like Ungurs Micro let him down this game. I mean, look at that big drop in the military units there. Felt like Ungurs didn't pick the right moments. And Optimus... you know, you know, capitalized on it really well. There was plenty of tree lines where Optimus could have, where Ungurs could have really utilized and taken advantage of, whilst the Cav would have sprawled around all the trees, and he could have just picked them off like that with the insurgents. But unfortunately, he didn't, and he decided to, you know, do some fair play league and just fight out in the open. And yeah, just Optimus had the better units, he had the better mass. And unfortunately, it didn't work out for Ungurs. So GG, well played to Optimus. Whilst we wait for the next game, guys, I will just quickly go fill up my drink and get some more water. I tend to be speaking a lot more now since Nicius is gone to sleep. So my mouth is getting rather dry. So I'm pretty parched, if you will. So just give me a couple of minutes, guys, and I will be right back. Right, guys, I'm back. Looks like we're just about ready to kick off again. So, Optimus has spared us the dread with he hasn't done any half-an-hour breaks this time. So, yeah, let's get stuck in. Optimus has gone for Italy, and Ungurs has gone for France. So, let me pause the stream. All right, here we go. Here we go, football fans. So, Ungurs in the blue spawned at the south of the map, as playing as the French civilization. Sometimes I say France or French. It's I alternate between the two. It's so and in the north we've got Optimus playing as the Italians in red. So yeah, this is going to be a good one. Everyone knows France. Good old faithful, right? Ungurs has been playing France for a long time. I would say it's probably his main civilization, apart from along with Germany. Optimus playing Italy. Now, we've seen throughout this tournament how kind of oppressive Italy are, right? They're very strong in the current meta. We've seen lots of different styles of play with them. I think this is going to be an uphill battle for France. I think if I was Ungurs, my thought process would be something along the lines of maybe like a Cav semi or Musketeer semi, or even Expos, right? I would definitely be thinking how I can hurt Italy early on in the game, whilst at the same time I'm going to need to age up, at the sort of 9-10 minute mark, so kind of doing some semi-FF style. If you're Optimus, if you're Optimus, God knows what goes on with the mind of Optimus, but if you're Italy, looking at his deck, again, got that standard deck of, plenty of cards in both age 2, 3, and 4. If you're Italy, you just want to kind of do your own thing, maybe semi-FF, maybe straight FF, and then just eventually get into the industrial age as quickly as possible. One thing to note about Optimus's deck, apart from the hilarious Garja Karami name, it doesn't have the 1500 Lombard resource card in age 3. Instead, Optimus has decided to go for the 1k wood and the 1k gold. That's interesting to note. We also only have Albania Company. He's really looking at the deck in general. He's only got one mercenary shipment, which is bizarre because Italy are the mercenary the mercenary civ, right? They've got Albania Company, they've got Black Company, they've got lots of they've got I think Croatia Company as well. So they've got lots of really good mercenary cards. And the fact that Optimus only has only has one in his deck is, I feel a bit of a shame. I feel like should definitely have more than just Albania Company. But, Optimus obviously has his own style, so we'll see how that plays out. Looking at Ungurs' deck, again, pretty similar. 1v1 FI, it's aptly named, so giving it away for free there, Ungurs, for us. Thank you very much for that. I have to say, I don't think I've ever seen 10 Corridor in a French deck before, so that's new to me. I'd love to see it. He does have a lot of industrial cards in there, and to be honest, who can blame him, because he's up against Italy, who like to play H4. So I think that's very smart by Ungurs. Also got the 1k wood and the 1k gold. But yeah, I think that's definitely very smart by Ungurs. So no doubt Optimus is going to see that. So he'll probably try and predict it as well. So yeah, who knows? Maybe we could even see an industrial duel going on here. That would be really cool to see. So yeah, I would actually really like to see that. We all saw a couple of games ago how effective Ungurs' Culverin micro. So maybe Optimus wants to get some revenge on the Culverin micro. It's his turn to play Italy. So what have we got going on? So again, pretty standard stuff by Italy by the looks of it. Although he's going for the double TP. Don't often see the double TP. You do generally go. The Architect generally does build one TP. So the general build order, right, with the Architect at the beginning of the game is to go for the market first off, then you build a house, and then you build the TP. And then generally after the TP, you start building Lombards if you go for the Lombard play. But he's instead decided to go for the second TP. So I imagine what we'll see is some early stagecoach from Optimus. pretty difficult to know what he's going to be doing. Looking at his macro, he was maybe going for like he might be opening cavalry, but we will have to wait and see. Steel traps coming in for Italy as well. Currently sitting on 16 villages. He's now on 17, and I did see him getting placer mines as well in transition. So he didn't go for early placer mines, which you tend to go for early placer mines. So I'm not sure what the thought process was behind that. Maybe he wanted to save the wood and go use that to build the TP quicker. So that's the only thing I can imagine. First card is Efusi, which is what we've seen plenty of times before. That's going to give him the Basilica, which is the Italy's version of the church. Very tanky church. It has 5,000 HP, which is actually very insane. Almost as much as a TC. It gives insane line of sight. It has a couple of... it has all the normal church text in there. So that's going to be a nice couple of villager pickups if he gets the text on there. Generally, what you tend to see is both the line of sight ones. I think one's called gaslighting, and the others I can't remember what the other one's called. But you know, they're generally very cheap. They're like 75 food and 100 food or something along those lines. So you're essentially getting 2 villagers for cheaper than 200 food, or it might be around the 200 food mark. But they come very quickly. So. A very good card, Efusi. The Basilica gives a whole array of benefits as well. So I've just mentioned a couple there. So yeah, Efusi is generally the standard first card. And what you tend to see is the 700 Lombard resource card. Because the Basilica gives a bonus to Lombards. When there's resource in the Lombard, they give an XP trickle. So doesn't look like he's got a Lombard though. So probably won't be sending that just yet. We'll see if he does decide to transition into Lombards. Looks like he might be building an outpost. That looks like an outpost to me. It is an outpost. Okay. Manually building an outpost there. Obviously wanting to do some defensive play here. Interesting. We'll have to see how well that plays out for him. I mean, Optimus is, like the last game, he had that turtle style where he built the 2 commanderies. Now he's going for the 2 outposts, so it could work for him. We'll see. Ungurs going for a semi-musketeer, so he didn't open with the stable. He opened with the barracks. Trying to find some raids there, but yeah, I think just Ungurs, mate, play it safe, go for that TP. He's got stagecoach, so you're gonna deny him resources there. That's definitely the safest option. If you the quicker you take that down, right, the more equivalent of villager resource that is. Okay, so you don't have to try your hardest to go and get some villagers. You can just take down that TP and that'll be fine. Using that 1 musketeer there to scout really effectively, because that musketeer saw the Minutemen coming, it saw the explorer coming, and what Optimus wants to do, he wants that explorer with full HP. He wants to get the snare on those musketeers, and if you can get that snare, oh no, and he's gonna let him get the snare. That's such a shame, and he's gonna lose those musketeers. Oh, he only loses 1. Okay, that's not bad. Because those Minutemen, as long as they have decent amount of HP in them, they lose HP slowly over time. But they would decimate that amount of musketeers. So, yeah, I mean, Ungurs identifying that with that musketeer snipe. Now he runs away. The Minutemen are really weak now, and he picks them off, and he doesn't really use many musketeers. So, really well played by Ungurs there. Like I always say, guys, it's the little things. They all add up. I think what spurred him to send that musketeer forward was the fact that he saw that Optimus had got his explorer back for 100 gold, right? So he saw that, so he thought, right, that's a bit fishy. Why is he doing that? Sent a musketeer to go scout, and then saw the Minutemen coming. So really well played by Ungurs there. Optimus is aged up now, as is Ungurs. Wow, I believe that was a TC. No, maybe not a TC, but the Architect was trying to build something there, maybe a barracks, or no, maybe a Lombard actually, and yeah, the Musketeer's catching that. He wants to go back for the TP, I totally agree, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to take that down now. Ungurs now going straight for the Industrial, so he aged up. He did a semi-musketeer, he got the 4 villagers early on in age 2, which is great. Then he went for 700 wood, and that gives him houses, that allows him to build more musketeers. Then he went for 700 gold for the age up, and then boom, straight into the 1k gold, putting all his villagers on food, and he's straight to Industrial. So France, a very versatile civ. They can go up to industrial just like this, just like Italy. So that's really nice play by France. And they're still going to have decent eco, right? Although he's only on 25 villagers, he's got the 2 TP, so he's got the stagecoach. And they're not normal villagers, right? They're French villagers, Corridor Boy. So they will, you know, they're more effective than normal villagers. So yeah, still got a decent eco behind this. Optimus is deciding to go. If we go back to, so France is almost aged up now, which is really, really nice. But if we take a quick look back at Optimus, going for another architect there, 2 falconets coming in, and he's absolutely nowhere near aging. So he shipped 11 crossbows. I can't remember the exact name that France called them. He's making musketeers. He's going for the 2 falconets. Might find himself in a weird position here because you probably won't expect Ungurs to be going for the industrial. Maybe he's suspecting 2 falconets of his own, of Ungurs. And it now kind of is getting to the point where maybe that double tower, you know, where the villagers were building the outpost, maybe like that's not really going to be worth anything now. So that's a big resource. It was villager seconds. It's 250 wood, and Ungurs just said, nah, not going to go in for it. Just gonna do my own thing and try and take down the TP instead. And then he's going to just go straight up to industrial, and you know, who knows? Heavy cannons, 4 culverins, etc., etc. I imagine we'll see a musketeer artillery comp from Ungurs here, which would definitely be the safest option. Italy, maybe starting to think about going for... Oh, actually, it looks like we might see early Albania company from Optimus there. Did look like he was trying to mark itself for 500 of each resource. Albania company, not cheap, 1,500 resources in total. So it would be really cool if we see Albania company, because there's not a lot of goons on the map. There's not a lot of musketeers on the map. Albania company would absolutely wipe the floor with essentially Ungurs' entire army here. And we do see Albania company in now, so that's going to be a huge spike for Ungurs. So Ungurs needs to be really, really careful about what he's going to do here. Going for the kind of skirm goon comp. TCs are out for Optimus now. So Optimus likes this playstyle of going for 3 TCs, right? And going very good eco-heavy. So that's more Minutemen, which is he's getting a lot out of the Minutemen, right? I mean, they're skirmishes. They're expensive units, right? Minutemen are very cheap units. You don't want to be losing skirmishes to Minutemen. So Ungurs getting a little bit frustrated there, but perhaps he's scouting. You know, he's seen the TCs now, and maybe he's identified he's probably can't quite get into industrial just yet. So he's just scouting, seeing what he's going to do. Trying to pick off a few villagers here. Maybe get a nice raid in there. A nice little raid, but has seen Albania coming out. Unfortunately, is going to lose a lot of cav there. But he does see the Albanian company. So maybe that was worth it. If I was Ungurs, rather than just Albanian company coming out of nowhere, I would like to see it out on the map, even if it means I lose a few cav. That means Ungurs can now retreat and wait until he's got a sufficient amount of anti-cav to deal with Albanian company. So, yeah, I mean, he lost a few units, but he got some scouting, you know, worth out of it anyway. So probably just see the 3 TCs. No doubt it has seen the 3 TCs. So it does know that Optimus is going very eco-heavy. So Ungurs doesn't just want to sit on his backside here. He definitely wants to make something happen. He needs to pressure at some point. Otherwise, he will get out-ecoed. Italy do have a decent eco as well with the 3 villager techs that they get with every upgrade. So just going to be aware of that. Big skirmisher mash, but that's not what... I mean, he needs more than just skirmisher mash. He really needs to deal with the Albania company. And he knows it's here. He knows it's there. So I'm surprised that he's actually pushing in with such little anti-cav. Maybe getting a little bit... No. Okay, so he's got some more cav in the background, but... it's a bit frustrating for Ungurs here. He's got lots of cav getting stuck everywhere, and Albania company are snaring everything. This is really nice. More goons coming in, which is exactly what he needs. He really needs to take down the Bosniaks. They're the cav that are going to get the promotions. They're the cav that are going to do insane damage. They have a really good charged ability. Going to lose all his heavy cav. in transition. But look how many skirmishes he's got left. He's just got not barely any skirmishes. I'm not sure Ungurs needed to take that fight as fast as he did. Skirmish is probably going to clean up the rest here. More goons coming in. Yeah, the Expos have got less range than the skirmishes, so Ungurs going to be on the push once again. Albania Company is dealt with. He's going to be happy with that. I feel like he wanted to wait for 5 or 10 more goons, and there before he pushed. He got frustrated by the snare from Albania Company, and I feel like he lost more skirmishes than he needed to. But however, Albania Company is a big resource investment, right? It's 1,500 resources, and it's now down. So he doesn't have to worry about Albania Company. If he's looked at his deck, he knows there's no Black Company. Because Black Company, if that pounces on you from a TC, that can be seriously dangerous. He knows he doesn't have to worry about that anymore. So yeah, so really he can kind of just go forward now with skirmish goons and kind of be quite happy with it. Purrs coming in as well. Definitely think that's the right option. These culverins by Optimus really are just completely wasteful here. I think this is the problem sometimes with making blind culverins. Perhaps Ungurs thought that, perhaps Optimus thought that he was going to be shipping 2 heavy cannons and was making culverins just in case. But really, that's a waste of 1,000 resources because they're really not going to do too much. Yeah, clearing up the rest of the map here. So this is really nice by Ungurs, and he's really putting it on Optimus right now. And Optimus may be starting to feel like going for this free TC greed was not the right option here, because Ungurs just very aggressive, you know, constantly forcing pressure, looking for a raid up there, which I really like, but unfortunately it's going to be futile and he's not going to find any villages up there. However, yeah, just this aggressive playstyle by Ungurs is really nice. You can tell he's very experienced. France, lots of reinforcements coming in. He's on 37 French villagers now, so that's a decent eco, especially with this mass. Got the tempo. The 2 heavy cannons are coming in now, so has taken down 2 culverins, 1,000 resource worth of artillery from Optimus, and has now decided to go for heavy cannons, which is the perfect timing for them. So Ungurs really playing this like a boss right now. Although, bang, Optimus has put a spanner in the works. He's just aged up. Got that huge power spike that comes with that free Falconet age up. Absolutely insane. But it'd be interesting to see how he deals with that. 2 heavy cannons will tackle Falconets well. Heavy cannons just being the more kind of heavy duty artillery unit, and they have better range. Has seen those Falconets now. He's going to back up. Going to wait for his heavy cannons to get there. Okay, interesting card now. Oh, great raid. Great find from Ungurs there. You know, he's only just put those villagers down there as well. So really nice. Does run away, though, because he knows that those cavalry will be found out soon. So, yeah, just picking off a couple of villagers. So that's really nice raid from Ungurs. Does know that that's where a lot of his eco is going to be. So maybe that's where he's going to want to force the fight now. It looks like I'm right. So more villagers just sticking out there as well. So he's going to pick a few of them with skirmishers if he's, if he's smart about it, which he is. A couple of them is going to go down. Falconet's going to pick up a few skirmishers, though. So that's nice unpack there by Optimus. Using those Falconets really well. He is going to find himself walking into... Oh, but look at that scouting. Again, like, we talked about the 1 musketeer scouting by Ungurs early on in the game. That scouting there by the hero from Optimus, walking forward in front of his Falconet so he could see what the line of sight was, saw those heavy cannons and started backing up. Really nice scouting there. However, it might be all in vain. Oh, he just about woke up there and moved the Falconets back there. That's going to be close. Those heavy cannons are very nearly in range. Ungurs a little bit up in score now, so a halberdier shipment coming out for Optimus. That's a very interesting shipment. Not great considering the amount of great shipments that Italy have in Age 4. However, you know, it adds to the tempo. If you need units really quickly, it's not a terrible card. So we'll see how he uses it. Definitely you want to get stuck in with halberdiers, right? But Oh, those Falcon. Oh, and the Culverins have come, and they're just going to absolutely destroy these Falconets. The Halberdiers are going to go in for it. They're saying YOLO. I've had enough. I'm going in for it. But he doesn't have that many, and the Skirms will deal quite well with them. He's got Goons shooting in the back. Heavy cannons, boom. There's the triple, baby. And that's going to absolutely destroy that Halberdier mass. Wow. Absolutely beautiful play by Ungurs there. Just forcing that fight. Nothing Optimus could do because of those Culverins. Absolutely beautiful play there by Ungurs. Oh, and there's the GG. Really well played by Ungurs, and he's definitely going to be sweating after that one, because I'll tell you what, it's intimidating playing Italy, let alone playing Optimus's Italy. Really well played to Ungurs. I predicted it from the get-go. The moment I saw his deck, I predicted what he was going to do, almost the play-by-play. And Ungurs, but what I didn't predict was how well Ungurs was going to pull it off. Really well played by Ungurs. Anyone watching, you know, that's definitely, in my opinion, the way you have to play against Italy. I do feel like Optimus played it a bit wrong. I'm not sure. I don't feel like the free TC Greed is as effective as the standard FI for Italy. So I would have preferred seeing a standard FI, because obviously that would have given him access to Age 4 shipments a lot sooner, right? So, but yeah, really well played by Ungurs. Constantly pushing, constantly raiding, constantly scouting and seeing what his opponent has out on the field. And yeah, just capitalized really, really well. Well played to Ungurs. Taking a quick look at those graphs, yeah, just, you know, the two Culverins as well was a big factor that game. Taking down those two Culverins of Optimus is for free, and considering those Culverins got absolutely zero value, you know, that was a big deciding factor in the game, I feel. We will wait for the next game to load up, and I will just take a quick sip of my drink, and I'll be back very shortly. All right, boys, I am back. I'm gonna keep you company now until the next game kicks off, which hopefully will be pretty soon. How are you all doing? Let's catch up on chat for a little while. We've got a little couple of minutes downtime. Let me spy on you guys, see what you're up to, making sure you're behaving. Keister in the chat, Big Gigs in the chat, and Don. All the boys. All the boys. How you doing, lads? Lads. Lionheart, how late is it for you? You must be tired. I'm okay. I've just had a bit of a caffeine boost. It's currently 1 o'clock in the morning. Somewhat of a night owl, so I'm kind of used to this time. Don't want to leave it too much longer, and I think we're coming to the end now. Potentially only 2 more games, so as long as they don't go on for too long, I think I'll make it just in time for bed. Got my teddy bear ready, my pillow, my honey tea. Yeah, I'm sorted. I'm ready for bed, boys. Lionheart, will next game be India versus Howds, or will it not be? Don, I'm just the caster, mate. I'm just the caster. Oh, wow. Looks like we have... again, I will spank you. Coming in with a tier 1 sub. Gifting it to VK Owl. 33. I will spank you, you absolute legend. You are... I've seen your jet. 64 gift subs. You are very generous, good sir. Thank you very much. Absolute legend. Absolute legend. Enable ludicrous zoom. That wouldn't be me that's doing it. I can ask Joshua. But I'm not sure we want the ludicrous zoom, to be honest with you. I think how it's been going has been perfect. I'm not sure I would like the ludicrous zoom. I was just predicting without seeing the graphics. LMAO. You have a teddy bear and not a lion plushie. Betrayal. Who says I don't have a teddy lion? Yeah, that was terrible. Oh, Big Tad coming in with the Prime subscription. Tado, a big man of the community. Absolute legend. Coming in with a 3-month streak. What a legend. Thank you very much for your generosity. Good sir. I salute you. Up train. Hype. I get a hype. Showing the map pool for another series. Oh, Keister. Oh, Keister. Just enjoy it, will you? Just enjoy it. Joshua was saying to tell Keister that Optimus didn't put his Civ ban up, so he had to put something up there. Still waiting for the game to launch. Hopefully, Optimus isn't pulling another fast one on us. We should see it soon. Trying to figure out what the map is going to be. Use your imagination, Keister. How about that, eh? Imagination. Oh, Big Ants, how you doing? Yeah, I was just about to, me and Josh. Just, do you know what? This copy paster. losing my marbles. This copy pasta, I'm pretty sure Len started this as well. I like how it's the longest lasting. It's lasted for hours. I think I saw this copy pasta before I started casting. So fair play for keeping that alive. Wouldn't be an ESOC stream without a copy pasta. I do love a good copy pasta. They have to be good though. They have to be good and original, right? Once again, going to shout out TACAF and Microsoft for sponsoring this tournament. Lads, 9K tournament for Age of Empires 3. Who would have thought it? Thank you very much to TACAF and Microsoft for sponsoring this. Absolutely legend. And to everyone else who's donated and subbed, etc. So, yeah, really great stuff. Who knows, in the final, I might even put a little cheeky tenner in there. I have to say, I will spank you. That is a beautiful little gift wrapped box next to your name. A beautiful pink bow tied gift wrap there for the 50 gift subs badge. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. Let me just check mine because I did give one gift sub out. So let's see whose is better. Oh no, I get the purple. Ew, that's disgusting. Oh, I just get the horrible purple. Definitely not as nice as that beautiful little Barbie pink there. Waiting for this game to happen, to launch. Oh, Josh has just found it. Good stuff. Gotta give a shout out to Joshua as well. He's doing all this stream stuff. Like, he's the man. He's the one with the hard work here. You know, I just have to give my throat box a workout. You know, he's the one that's doing all the stuff behind the scenes. So shout out to my man Joshua, who's doing everything behind the scenes. Doing a great job, by the way. Oh, Big Gigs coming in with a tier 1 sub to Tabin. You guys are feeling generous today. Gigs, my man, thank you very much for the generosity, you absolute legend. All right, here we go. Game has launched. So, let's get started. Spawning in the south of the map, we have Optimus playing in red as the India civilization. Definitely seen Optimus's India before. It's going to be interesting to see. What I'm looking at with Optimus is what wonders he's going to decide to age up. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see something other than the Agrifort, because this is Optimus we're dealing with, right? So normal build orders don't matter to this guy. In the north, in blue, we have Ungurs playing as the Haudenosaunee. Decent map for Haudenosaunee. I suspect we will see boat boom and a kind of semi-boat boom in Age 1. I think he's taking it to the right side of the map. So no doubt we will see boats being... And I heard the dock sound, and there it is. We're going to start to get those boats shipped out as quickly as possible. Gonna macros for a couple on food and most on wood, just until he gets to that kind of critical mass point of the maximizing the boats to villager ratio and still aging up at a decent time. So no doubt he's got that macro down to a T. I imagine he'll build. Someone in chat, I will say, is it about 3, 4, 5 boats, something along those lines? And then he'll put the rest onto food and go for the age up. So, yeah, Haudenosaunee has had a rework recently. And so I was reading through the patch notes, and I really like the Haudenosaunee rework. One thing to note about Haudenosaunee, they are a good civilization. They're definitely a strong civilization. Definitely considered sort of like that high A tier like civilization at the moment. So definitely very competitive on the tier list wise. Ungurs himself being, you know, a very competitive player. And I'm not sure we'll see much from the rework, but one thing I saw on there which was interesting was they've changed mantlets particularly If this game goes on to sort of like the later stages, age 4, I would really like to see Ungurs utilize the changes made to the mantlets, because from reading the notes, they sound like they are going to be absolute tanky boys, and they are going to soak a huge amount of damage from skirmishers, from cav, you name it, and that's just going to allow their own, skirmishers from the back line really just to kind of shooting without any worry in the world. So yeah, I would really like to see some mantlets used here, because they've been changed, and that would be really cool to see. From Optimus's side, again, we'll have to see what wonder he's going to go with here. Whether he's going to decide to go for the Agrafor. He is aging up now, so if we take a quick look, he's aging up with the Carni Martyr. Like I said, I'm not surprised he's not aging up with the Agrafor. I know Optimus likes to do very heavy eco play, so that's definitely what he's going to go for now. So going for the Carni Martyr, going for the eco. Yeah, I mean, what more to say about that? It's gonna be eco heavy. It's gonna increase the villager production resource gather rate, I believe. I'm no India pro, so I'm not an expert on everything on India, but I've played against them plenty of times, so I'm well aware of their capabilities. India considered one of those civilizations quite high A tier as well, similar to Haudenosaunee, I would say. Very strong, very versatile. The longer the game goes on, the stronger their economy gets, because they get a free villager with every shipment. But yeah, a very strong civilization. They have access to lots of diverse units that they can ship, that they can make. So they almost have an answer for everything. So backed up by a very strong eco. So we'll see how that Optimus's play evolves here in this game, and how he adapts to Haudenosaunee. Speaking of, Haudenosaunee are almost up now. Optimus is up. Optimus got a very early age up, actually. Considering he's playing India, that was a very early age up for Optimus. Interesting to see why he's aged up so early. Maybe he just wants to get the Carni Martyr bonuses up as early as possible. Going in for the consulate, the consulate card. So going for an early dock as well. So the consulate's about to go up. He's using that consulate card, which gives 300 export. It's not a consulate card as such. It's an export card, but you get my drift. Wonder what he's gonna go for here. Maybe we're gonna see Ottomans, and we're gonna see early villagers. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. Building some boats now. Carni Martyr taking full effect. Most of your villagers on wood. An aggressive barracks, Warhurt, excuse me, from Haudenosaunee have been sent. We've got the Kanye Wests. Let's show me your diamond, guys. Show me your diamonds. Looks like he's gonna. He looks like he's seen the Carni Martyr. He hasn't seen an Agrafor. Knows that Optimus is going for the eco play. Therefore, he feels like that's the response, okay, from Ungurs. So a good response. Definitely agree with this play by Haudenosaunee here. So what can we? Okay, so he's gone for the British. British. Sorry, I do apologise. I'll try to be more Harrison and more posh and say British. Pronounce my T's. Going for early musketeers then with the British consulate. So that's interesting. Maybe he had other plans for that export card. But maybe because he saw the war hut was so far forward and that he was going to get rushed, maybe he felt like he needed the British consulate for the musketeers. Who knows? I can't imagine that was his intended purpose for the export card, because you could pretty much just send sepoys, right? Who knows? Or maybe he just wanted a strong musketeer kind of opening. We'll see if he stays on the British, so which I imagine he would at this stage of the game. He's got a boat boom to back it up as well. So has Haudenosaunee. So some interesting parallels this game. Got some basic Ungurs Tomahawks there, which are essentially musketeer units. Trying to find some units to pick off. Yeah, not too much going on. Haudenosaunee shipping more units. So looking at his macro, keeping his resources very low, which is always a sign of a good player. It's at 7 minutes 10 in the game. If his resources are constantly depleted, it's because he's constantly building units and utilizing his resources. So that's really good to see by Ungurs. Not going for any age 3 stuff just yet. Looks like more Iena are going to be coming out, so kind of an Expo equivalent. We'll take a quick look over to Optimus to see what's going on with him. 4 boats. Depoys being massed there, I can see in the middle. Looks like he's starting to make some Gurkhas. Very, very compact base. A very defensive kind of turtley style. He has his TC. The Carney Martyr is very safe. He doesn't want that taken down clearly. The Consulate and Barracks are kind of there for the taking, though. Although they're very tightly packed, I would definitely say they're potentially out range of TC Micro or just about in range of it. But they're definitely there for the taking. I would like to see Ungurs take that down. That's certainly what I would be fishing for if I was in Ungurs' shoes right now. Picking off any units that come from the Consulate or racks as well. Looks like Optimus is going to... He's maneuvering his units to try and maybe either cut off reinforcements or try and kind of get a flank going on. But I don't think Ungurs needs to be too worried. I mean, there is Cap coming out now, so he does need to be careful with them. But the Kanye West are going to be more tanky than them. And yeah, I think the Aena will make decent work of those units. So maybe a bit of an overreaction by Ungurs. Maybe he got a bit spooked. Maybe more than he needed to. I'm not sure pushing here. Maybe it could work, but he might walk into a trap. So he's going to walk into the Minutemen trap here. I'm not really sure he needs to push forward here. If I was Ungurs, I would just be backing up and focusing on that barracks and the consulate. Not really sure he needs to take his moment here, but he's decided to. The Minutemen have trapped. He's still got TC fire. More units are coming out for India now. More units are coming out for Haudenosaunee as well. He's lost a lot of that mass. And therefore lost a lot of that tempo. Like, it's almost even Stevens now with regards to military mass. And like I said, I just think that's a mistake by Ungurs. Like, I really didn't feel like he needed to pounce there and then. He was just asking to be baited into a Minutemen trap. Yeah, I think a bit of a misplay by Ungurs. Perhaps he thought he would have won that more than he did. I think he's going to be licking his wounds a little bit here, but it's definitely still not over. Score's very close. Yeah, I feel like it was a wasted opportunity to take down the barracks and consulate, because that's about 500 wood in total that he could have taken down, and it would have delayed the military mass from Optimus there. So, yeah, a bit of a misplay by Ungurs. Optimus just doing his standard eco stuff. Going for more boats here. Again, with the villager per shipment as well on top of that boat boom, India are going to really, I believe, start to overtake in the eco side of things in sort of the next couple of minutes. So I think Ungurs knows this and does need to make something happen. It's just whether or not he may have just lost that tempo a little bit too much now. However, we'll see what's going to happen here. More Kanye West coming in, going to pounce on those Gurkhas, and there's not a lot of anti-cav there. Only a few sepoys. It's a really, really nice move by Ungurs there. Those Kanye West are absolutely slaughtering the Gurkha. 2 of them going down. We've got 3 of them left. Diana and Tomahawks are in the back doing really good work as well. More units came in. Really good fight there for Ungurs. His mass has dwindled, but yeah, I mean, he's destroyed the mass from Optimus. More cav coming out though now, like the goons. This is what I was talking about earlier, how India just have every unit for every situation. So Ungurs really needs. There's more cav in the back line there as well, so that's a really big boost. But he's seen the goons come out now, so he needs more units. He needs more men, more Iena, more Tomahawks out on the field. But that was a really good start, I think. That was a really good second wind that Ungurs had there. So he pounced at the right moment. He destroyed a lot of Optimus's tempo there, or military mass, and that's going to really hurt Optimus. Okay, Optimus decided not to back up. Wants to kind of keep in Optimus's face, which I think I agree with. Looking at his macro, he may be looking for the age at some point. Yeah, he would be spending his resources normally, so I think Ungurs is going to be going the age. He's not backing up though. He wants Optimus to be afraid. He wants him to think that he's in his face, and he's still continuing to impact Optimus's eco. But he's now thought, right, okay, he has to back up now. There's too many units to take on. He wants to age up, and that's what I'm saying. We look at India's side. There's still no way to aging up. It's going to be massing units, which, you know, going for that kind of skirm goon comp in age 2. I mean, to be able to do that in age 2 is it's pretty nice, I have to say. Definitely going to potentially be having the eco advantage, I believe, as well. So on 46 villagers, if we take a quick look, coming in with the wood trickles now as well. Howden only on 42 villagers, but almost aged up. So that's going to be a big factor. Looks like he's going with the fast age up here. I think Optimus is definitely aware of that. Hasn't seen any mass from him for a while, so can definitely sniff something in the air and sniff that he wants to go. So if maybe he wants to go for the push, and now he's going to go for the push, and now he definitely knows he's gone for the age. He's definitely going to go for the push here. If that second war hut goes up, that would be a really nice bonus from Optimus. Cav getting caught in there, and then Optimus has the bigger mass here, but there's 2 war huts to contend with here. This is going to be an interesting fight because Ungurs will lose that battle, but yeah, he does manage to get both war huts up. Is that going to be enough though? Skirmishers coming out for Ungurs, that's going to be great. As long as there's no cav on the field, those skirmishers are going to do a lot of damage. Voice Prowlers, renowned for being one of the best skirmishers in the game, they will put in a lot of work. Speak of the devil, more cav does come out. So that's one thing that Ungurs has to worry about. These 2 war huts as well, bearing in mind, have been firing the entire time. And that's definitely going to take its toll on Optimus. Optimus running with his tail between his legs. I think he understands that there's too much going on there. A big shipment of Forest Prowlers coming in there. And they're really going to put in the legwork now. Going to definitely chase with this mass now. Great stuff there by Ungurs. Identifying the pop where he wanted to bring them out in that forward war hut. So it's some good micro here by Ungurs. Chasing Optimus down. They want to try and do as much damage as possible, which is good stuff. Gurkhas are still going to, you know, the Gurkhas are going to put up a fight. However, they will lose to age 3 skirmisher units. Okay. Cav coming around. Again, look at that tree line. Very frustrating for Optimus to try and bring his Cav around that. And again, if I was Ungurs, I would be really thinking, look, there's a great tree line there. Let's really use that to our advantage. He has the range advantage. He has the skirmisher advantage. I would definitely be poking and poking and poking if I was Ungurs. 47 vils for Ungurs. Plenty of boats out there for Optimus as well. Score's still very tight. You know, considering Optimus is still in H2, that's testament to the eco for India now. Keeping the score so tight like that. Really nice Forest Prowler mass here. It looks like Optimus wants to stay H2 and really mass cap, but wow, look at them just get deleted. Absolutely demolished. I mean, even the Forest Prowlers are making short work of that cap. Really nice stuff there. Doesn't have many goons though, so he does need to be careful about reinforcing cav, and there are some at the back there, but they're more goons. Sometimes it's difficult to tell with India. War canoes coming out now as well, so Ungurs really putting it on Optimus on all fronts now. Every battlefield now he's got Optimus has something to be worried about. So this is really nice play by Optimus, going straight for the dock, which is really nice play there. If he could dwindle down that mass, and he could take down the dock, that would be huge, because then Optimus couldn't contest the water. And I think this is really nice play, bringing his military to take that dock down, which is really good play, because then essentially he's going to have absolute free reign to destroy all the boats. So that's a really nice investment. I think there's a lot of boats there, so the investment of the 3 war canoes is definitely the right investment, I believe. They're going to be going down. There's a bit of a skirmish going on now. Those skirmishers, again, they're going to put up a fight, but they will lose to Forest Prowlers. You don't want to stand there forever. Optimus, again, you know, he's staying in age 2. He feels like he can't age up, and I think I agree with this. He needs to mass a lot of cav, though, and not only that, he needs to get the right flank. He's using the Elephant Explorers now to tank a lot of damage as well, really effectively. He's really doing everything he can now to try and take down this Forest Prowler mass. It's difficult to tell at the moment, but it's somewhat working. A big cav shipment coming out now as well. So that's going to be a big power spike. More cav coming in from the back lines as well. As long as he's still got a few Forest Prowlers left, which he does, this should be a clear up for Ungurs. Big power spike there. Lots of Kanye West coming out now. Lots of hand cav out on the field. Really nice power spike there by Ungurs. Wants to make sure he snares those skirms, though. That's really good stuff. No anti-cav at the moment for Optimus. There's a few goons there, but they're not really going to do much. Kanye West just saying, get out of the way, goons. I don't care about you. I've got Forest Prowlers in the background, and there's the GG. Wow, what a game. Really, really well played for Ungurs there. I feel like I was very heavily invested in that game. Almost like I was a little bit worried for Ungurs. I don't know why. I just felt like I was, not that I was on Ungurs' side. It just felt very, very like Ungurs had to, like every moment he had to push. And I felt like he might have lost the game there after the first initial push when he got trapped by the Minutemen. And that was a really good trap for Optimus. And I felt like Ungurs might have struggled to get the tempo ball rolling again, but he did. And he got that second win, and he did really well. And, you know, just kept that tempo the entire time. Backed up at the right time, aids up at the right time, put his second war hut placement down at the right place, microed well. Optimus played well, and just unfortunately, Ungurs just really pressured him too highly, and yeah, just couldn't. Was stuck in H2 essentially, and really didn't have a good answer against the Forest Prowler mass because Forest Prowlers are so good. They're such a good unit. Yeah, well played to both players. I think the war canoes on the water was the icing on the cake, and yeah, well played to both players. But Ungurs, yeah, coming up trumps there. Really nice play. Definitely a back and forth game. Definitely a back and forth game. Yeah, it was really tight, was really close at places. Like I said, I only think Ungurs made one real mistake, which could have cost him the game, which was the initial, you know, instead of taking down the barracks, instead of taking down the consulate, which I feel like he definitely easily could have. And all he needed to do was just kind of keep the pressure on with the ANers, pushing against his army, whilst the Tomahawks in the back and the Cav siege down his infrastructure. Yeah, but, you know, won the game regardless, so well played to him. We'll be kicking off with our second game very shortly, so give me a 30-second break, guys, and I will be right back with you.
But yeah, he's totally back in the game.
All right, boys, I am back, keeping you company once again. This is going to be a good one. It's going to be a hype one. 3-3, Ungurs versus Optimus. Let's go. Looks like the picks are going to be Ungurs with the China.
Ladies and gentlemen,
and
welcome
then
back.
Optimus is going to be playing the Japanese. Wow, we've got a war chief. No, sorry, not the war chief. The Asian dynasties. We've got a tad. What would you call it? A tad. What was the DLC? I don't know. We've got a tad game going on here, so this is going to be a good one. I do believe, from what I've heard, I don't play either of these civilizations particularly well, but I do believe China somewhat counts Japan. I mean, anyone in chat that does play these civilizations, feel free to let me know. But I do believe that China somewhat have a small advantage versus Japan. This is Japan we're talking about, so anything can happen. We're about to kick off into the game, guys. Let's go. Last game of the day. 3-3. Ungurs versus Optimus. Who's going to win? Can I get some hype, boys? I'll kick it off in the chat. Give me some hype, boys. Let's go. Last game. Ungurs versus Optimus. Ungurs playing as playing as China in the south of the map. Oh, no, sorry, I apologize. In the north of the map, whilst in the south, we've got Optimus playing Japan. Wow, okay, so let's go. What's going to happen here? What's going to happen? Ungurs, we got hashtag Ungurs hype in the chat. We got any hashtag Optimus hype? Forget a hype. Let's go. So what can we expect to see from here? So in the south, we've got Optimus playing as Japan. Anything can happen with this guy, right? So who knows? We could see Tory Gates. We could see standard Shrine play. Who knows from Optimus? Whilst from Ungurs, what are we going to see from China? Does look like China's going to go for an early TP. I do like that because I play TP play with China myself. So I do like the kind of snowball and the TP really impacts on that FF snowball because obviously with a TP, the more cards you're going to get. Therefore, you can use more cards in Age 3 or even Age 4 if you decide to do that with Ungurs. So, really knowing the map very well then, because he's using one of the monks to go to the right side of the map and knows that there's going to be cows on that side of the map. So, yeah, really nice play. And as we know, the villages that China build, they fatten cows. So that's just an extra bonus that those cows are going to provide for Ungurs. So yeah, really nice play by Ungurs. Has done his homework, clearly. Knows that there's cows, you know, just going to know everything about this map. So, yeah. Looking at... Okay, so going for standard as well, by the way. I just want to mention that. Going for standard... the standard villager shipment, right? So last game we saw, well, a couple of games ago, we saw Optimus go for the tea leaves card first, as opposed to the villager card, which was interesting. But yeah, Ungurs does definitely need to build villagers. Not sure what he's waiting for. It could be just because I'm not seeing it right. Oh, okay. I was a little bit worried he wasn't building villagers there for a second. Yeah, got some really nice cows on the village there. So that's a really great pickup there. So maybe at like sort of 11 minutes into the game or so, maybe 10 minutes into the game, you know, he'll have like a kind of a massive 2,000, 1,500, you know, food power spike there, which could really help with unit production. That's really great. If we have a quick look over to Optimus, I imagine we'll be seeing 2 villagers as his first shipment, which he's already sent. 14 vil age up, so pretty fast age up, actually. Going for, if we could just check the Wonder. I mean, that looks like a pretty standard Japan deck. He is going for the Jisogu Shrine. So no Torii gates, nothing too exciting. Gonna have to build that shrine at the back of his base, which I guess has pros and cons. It's gonna be very safe from any push from China. However, it's not gonna be at the front of his base, which could almost be used as like a wall and some protection from China. So China could basically just walk right into the base, and there's no wonder to worry about. So yeah, there's pros and cons to that. We'll see how that plays out. Is going for the cheapest shrine card, I believe. I can't remember the exact name of it. So second card coming in, which is going to make his shrines cheaper, I believe. There it is. I imagine we'll see the Portuguese consulate as well, which will further that bonus, and we'll see some... Yeah, there it is. There's the Portuguese. A very, very safe consulate. Definitely, obviously worried about the China push. That's it. I mean, they're safe, and then they're safe. You know, that's almost glitching on the you know, dark side of the moon over there. So, very paranoid about losing that consulate. They're going to be massing lots of shrines all over the map. We can already see both his explorers are, you know, going towards the herds. Making full use of those shrines. Yeah, that's pretty standard Japan stuff. China, almost aging up now and not macroing towards a FF. Maybe an eco one. Yeah, okay, maybe he is going for the FF. Obviously, you age up with the 400 food, so his food's going to jump up very quickly. And then shipping 700 gold. So looks like we're going to see an FF, a standard kind of opening TP FF from Ungurs. So this is going to be an exciting one. How is Optimus? What's his answer to this? How is Optimus going to deal with this big death ball of China? I mean, he hasn't even made any units yet. He's going full eco. I think he might just about be building a barracks behind his base now. Or opening with a stable, actually. So... that's interesting. That's very interesting. We'll see if Ungurs spots that early on. That will definitely dictate whether or not, or rather, it will dictate how early he sends his Changdao shipment in Age 3. Definitely not aging, so it looks like he's going to go for some cav right now. Look at quick China, yeah, almost aged up now, so yeah, this is pretty standard FF stuff from China. is now using those cows. So if we take a quick look at those cows to see how much food they have in them. So yeah, I mean, look at these cows. They don't have 500 in them, but what Ungurs is doing clearly is, you know, there's like, what, 2, 4, 6, and it's 800, and another 3 goats coming, so maybe that's why he's doing it as well. But that could be a really nice boost now, because kind of particularly need their food earlier rather than later, right? So food is really important in the early stages of the fortress game, the fortress stage for Ungurs. So maybe he's either just using one of them so he can bring the goats on there to maximize, but he should have more than one village very soon. So we'll see if he decides to eat any more of those goats or if he decides to save them. One villager just gonna get saved there. That's nice. He does have to be careful at the back because they're gonna get caught. Okay, so the Minutemen are coming out. The Pike Minutemen are going to come out. He is going to lose a villager. That's a shame. Probably going to lose another one. Oh, no. One cav does go down. One cav for one villager. I'd say that's a pretty fair trade on both sides. He's going for the Eco Wonder. So he's going for the Palace. So that's going to give him a really nice Eco. Again, 2 more cav, picking up that Explorer. That's actually really huge because the... okay, so the Portuguese consulate, obviously they give the bonus of those expos when you get enough export. So again, just getting as much mass out as possible. Going back to Ungurs, just the killing the monk is really important because the monk can produce their own monks, the disciples rather. Not only that, but when a monk kills an enemy unit or a treasure guardian, it can convert them to disciples as well. And there's been so many times during games where, you know, you've just seen a huge mass, a huge spawn of 5 disciples all of a sudden. And then, you know, you've made another almost 5 disciples and it's never ending because they just keep converting. So, yeah, killing that Explorer is going to be a really nice pickup from Optimus here. And Optimus is not going to be happy about that. He definitely should have kept that tight in his base, particularly at this stage of the game. A disciple going down, so again that's another nice little pickup. But cav coming out, and then a big shipment coming out as well there with 3 Changdao and 3 skirmishes. That's going to be huge. Those cav are going to make light work of the lancers from Japan there. And then once they're dealt with, he really wants to get the cav onto those expos, which is exactly what he's doing now. Really, really great pop from Ungurs there. Really well played. Those Changdao, although they went down, they did plenty of damage to the Japanese cav on their way out. So really nice play. Gonna micro these cav individually just so they can kind of efficiently kill those expos as quickly as possible. That's gonna delay any anti-cav getting there quickly. So you've made really short work of them. Really nice play. Still got those 5 cav intact. Really, really great play. The monk comes back up now as well. It gets sweeter and sweeter for Ungurs. So really well played there. And that's definitely going to hurt the tempo from Optimus there. He does have the eco advantage though. So Optimus, you know, he's gone for lots of shrines on the map. We'll take a quick look. And his max pop shrine. Wow. So that's considering he had a few cav out on the pitch as well, that's going to be really, really huge. Going to lose his monk again. Oh, Ungurs, you need to be careful of that. That's going to be huge. 1,125 HP, almost reduced to 0. For free is not what you want to happen. I have literally seen Winnie the Pooh, aptly named there by Ungurs. I've seen the Chinese monk win games by themselves. You know, that's how important the tanking ability of that monk is. So really don't want to lose any more HP of that, and I'm sure by now he's probably learned his lesson. Drag box coming out there, some more cav, some musketeers, a bit of everything coming in there for Optimus. Has Ungurs overstayed his welcome here? Plenty of Changdao, not as many skirmishes as he probably wants. Needs to definitely get a bigger skirmisher mass going to be able to do a decent poke here. The monk's going to die, but he's using it as a snaring tactic and to tank. Wow, really well played there. The monk is going to go down, but it's going to do its job. Again, if that monk didn't have 200 HP, but it had 1,000 HP, think how much more effective that would have been in this skirmish. So this is the difference that I'm talking about. That's the difference that these games can make. So, still got some cavalry. Changdaos are getting wilted down. A really nice micro by Opti, just moving his cavalry back and forward, not allowing the Changdao, you know, baiting the Changdao forward, whilst at the same time not allowing them to do as much damage as they would like. And now it's just a bunch of skirmishers left on the field for Ungurs. Really well played by Optimus. Ungurs definitely overstayed his welcome there. It looks like Optimus is going to be staying in H2, continuing to build a mass of Ashi, bows, some Yumi rather, and some cavalry. So I think that's definitely the right play. Optimus, huge eco advantage here, huge eco advantage. Really, I think Ungurs, rather than pushing forward there, could have probably stayed around, destroyed a few more shrines in the middle of the map, and just waited for his mass just to build, and like, you know, get that undefeatable army that China have. So see how this progresses. Scores are very similar, very, very similar. Optimus putting his force out onto the middle of the map. Clearly wants something to happen very soon. He's got both his explorers with him. I imagine they both got full HP. So Optimus being very wary of his explorers, and they're going to tank a lot of HP as well. So he's got good hero micro. So that's what I like to see. Like I say, guys, it's always the little things, always the little things. And you know, when you put enough small things together, it really does add up. Not that much anti-cav, a big cav pop though coming out there, but he's going to be running away because there's a lot of Ashley there. Oh, some musketeers coming out now. That's exactly what he needs. Is it going to be enough though? This big China mass now. There's a lot of cavalry there. There's really not much anti-cav that's able to effectively get in a position where they can do a lot of damage to that cav. Even the musketeers aren't. They're shooting and they're not in melee mode. More musketeers coming out from the consulate, but they're not really coming out of the right place. Cav are going to go down now, though. Wow. So just skirmishers left, and what Ungurs is going to do now is he's going to keep the snare on the Ashi, whilst at the same time not allow them to get the melee damage against the cavalry, and that's going to allow the skirmishers to keep popping them. Chang Dao getting the snare on them now as well. So really good micro again from Ungurs. So really great micro from both sides. It's back and forward, back and forward. What a crazy game. A great game to end on. Those two shrines are good. Definitely going to go down now. I think Ungurs just needs to take a breather, take stock of what he's got, make sure he has enough anti-cav, and just really, once he's happy with the amount of anti-cav he's got, then just push forward. Minimolt in the chat saying sensational, and I have to agree. But with both sides have been sensational this entire series. This really is anyone's game, and most of the games in this series really have been anyone's game. Optimus is just such a... he's just, the mind boggles what goes through Optimus's head, because you know I can never read this guy. Every time I watch him, he has such a unique play style, and I can never read him. Very intimidating in that fact. However, Ungurs, you know, tends to play very standard, but play standard very well. So everything coming out for Opti. Look at his resources, just constantly near the 0 mark. Crazy. Even the consulate, he's building units from the consulate, he's building units from the racks, he's building units from the stable. He's just really utilizing every single one of his resources really, really well. Optimus getting in a position now where the cav are going to be snaring the skirmishers really nice, and also at the north of the map, he could flank north and south here, but he's deciding to walk away with his southern units, and I'm not really sure why. Really not sure why, because he's got a great flank here now. That north kind of mass there was really blocking off any of the reinforcements that Ungurs had. So just a great play here by Optimus. The only problem is he going to have enough mass? One of the issues is he's got lots of musketeers. They just get countered by the skirmishers. So if Ungurs has got crazy high APM and he's just using like five skirmishers at a time just to keep sniping one musketeer at a time, he's going to absolutely destroy this musketeer mass. Opti, 4K score down now. Looking kind of rough for Opti, and I felt like that was going to go better for Optimus than it actually did. Be wasting a few units there. That's really not what you want to see if you're Optimus. More cav coming out from both sides. Minimolt coming in with a great Watchman quote there. Absolutely love to see it. Av gonna go for the raid. Gonna be trying sneaky there, Optimus. Is Ungurs gonna see it? Looks like he will. Looks like he might. Oh, that was maybe unfortunate timing that the gold mine had just run out, making Ungurs very aware, or he could have even shift clicked the villagers already. So unfortunate for Optus. Could have picked up a couple there, if Ungurs was sleeping on the job. Few pikemen going around the map there, cleaning up some shrines. I really like that. Like only 3 pikemen. That's a really nice little play there by Optimus, and over time that's going to hurt. That's going to impact the shrine eco, and if Optimus wants to do anything about it, it's going to take a few units, which takes away from the tempo that he has in the battle here. So yeah, really nice by Ungurs there, splitting his army. Cavalry coming in. Looks like the Daimo's there as well. Oh, and the Daimo just getting smacked around. He's coming right off his saddle, but yeah, is he going to survive? No, there he goes, flying off, Last Samurai style, just going right off there, off his saddle. Can't control the horse. That's really unfortunate, and that's a whole shipment. And if you're Optimus, that's really unfortunate. Really losing his micro edge here as well. Keeping on making musketeers, which he kind of needs to against his cav, but he also needs Yumi. I think the problem is he's kind of stuck in age 2 here. And there's the GG. Can I get hype? Well played to Ungurs. Really, really well played to Ungurs. That came down to the deciding game. Optimus, I mean, the ball's on the guy to stay in age 2 in this, you know, when China have got the death ball rolling. Maybe that is just the way to play, though. I did feel it was a bit dodgy for Ungurs when he kind of lost the first fight, right? But brought it back, and you know, like you say, China just never die, never say die, and really well played to Ungurs. Great micro from both sides. However, it did feel like Optimus just lost the micro edge that game. So yeah, GG, well played to Ungurs. I mean, could have gone either way the entire series. So Ungurs being the better man on the day. Well played to Ungurs. Yeah, GG. Yeah, big losses there at some points on that military unit population. Just big remasses every time from Optimus, but he just, other than the first fight, the first couple of fights, that, you know, after that he just kept on losing way more units, way more population space, units wise and resource wise, and he could remass well. Went for the eco, definitely had the eco advantage, but just the death balls just spiraled out of control for China, and China just doing China things, playing pretty standard FF stuff. Just goes to show what really good micro can do and the difference good micro makes. Really well played to both of these guys, particularly Ungurs. Congratulations. I hope you go on and do good things in the rest of the tournament. Good luck to you, sir. Definitely well deserved. Unfortunate to Optimus, but I'm sure he'll live to fight another day. Put on a great show for everyone. Yeah, thanks to both of you. And just as we're almost coming down to an end, I will spank you coming in with another gift sub. That's 65 in total. I will spank you, you absolute legend. Thank you very much for your generosity, good sir. Giving it to the one and only Gaja as well. I hope you say thank you down in the chat there, Gaja. The one and only Gaja AoE. GG, well played to both. For free, took it all the way to the last game. Absolutely crazy series. Thank you very much, Don. I really appreciate that. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thank you for all the subs. Once again, thank you to Microsoft and TACAF for sponsoring this. Like, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I know we've still got the weekend, but I've been thoroughly enjoying it. I can't wait to sit back and relax and put my feet up and watch the rest of the games get played. I don't know who's going to win it. I don't think I have a favorite that I want to win. It's anyone's game. It really is. Anything can happen. So Yeah, good stuff. I think unless anyone, Joshua as well in my ear, thank you very much. Give him a shout out. One of the ESOC stuff, like doing all this stuff behind the scenes, you know, doing the games, getting the stream for the games, you know, doing all the stuff that you can see on the stream now. So thank you very much to him. Doesn't get much credit because you can't hear him, but you know, he's really putting on a really long shift. You know, 12 hours almost. So thank you very much to Joshua. And I think unless there's anything else, I will probably leave it there. Joshua, have you got anything else you want to say? The chat. Okay, cool. Lion, any quick semi-final predictions? I have no idea. I think because I lost to Ungurs, I would like to see Ungurs probably win the tournament. Because I would then like to have the pride in knowing that I lost to the best player. So that would be as close to a prediction as you're going to get from me. So thanks for casting. Nothing else. Thanks, Scorpion. Thanks, Minnie. Thanks, Don. Just thanks everyone for watching. You was all of you lads were a good laugh. You know, great banter in here. Thanks very much. And I will sign off there, boys. And I'll leave the hype video. So continue to watch. And I'll leave you with the hype video. Cheers, boys.